Oh, shit. Sorry. Had it on mute. Georgia Tech getting ready to start. The Oklahoma State game is about to end. Oklahoma State, BYU. Florida State over here. 3.5 minutes to go now in the first quarter. No score. Every time I look up, though, Florida's getting a first down or either Florida State's punting. Not sure why that is. Of course, it might be because the ACC is absolute fucking garbage and gutter juice and fucking terrible and the worst fucking Power 5 conference on the planet. Nobody else is really even close to being that goddamn bad. Look at this level of poverty here. Florida down in the red zone now. Just absolute garbage coming out of the ACC. Louisville, who's supposed to be the best team in the ACC, loses to a 6-win Kentucky team. Out of the SEC, just absolutely unbelievable. Bama needs so much help, you can't even put it into words. Bama is fucking limping into the SEC championship game next week with 3 flat tires and a busted radiator. Just an absolute miracle to escape with a win over the barn today. Letting them complete that pass is just unacceptable for the barn. Alabama needs so much help you can't put it into words. They're just not any good. Forget not being very good. Alabama's just not any good at all. It's that simple. First and goal for the Gators now on the 5-yard line. This is the absolute best the ACC has to offer against an SEC team that can't even get bowl eligible and whose head coach literally doesn't know what he's doing. The level of poverty surrounding the ACC. Why is the Pac-12 gone? The Pac-12 is a great conference. Why isn't the ACC gone? That would make a lot more sense. Get rid of the ACC. Nobody gives a fuck about round ball anyway. Wake me up when it's March. That's when I'll start paying attention to anything ACC related. With 3-pointers and screens and picks and March Madness and the NCAA tournament and that. The ACC is just a... whatever. Don't matter. Not impressed by the execution. Got to play better against Georgia. Play like that next week. We can kiss our playoff hopes goodbye. Buddy, you're not making the playoffs. You're not... Alabama's not a playoff caliber team. I'm sorry. I love you to death, man. You've been here a long time. You're one of the good ones, too, when it comes to Alabama. But my God, man, y'all are nowhere near a playoff level team. Gonna be a beautiful list of losers tomorrow, says Caleb Daniels. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. I never understood that defense call that Auburn did. Yeah, Auburn rushed 2 players. On the last play of the game, Auburn only rushed 2 players. Let Mildew run around behind the line of scrimmage for an hour and a half. I saw him sit down, pull out a wok, and make an entire Chinese meal, eat it, and then he still had time to look downfield and throw that touchdown pass. It was just really weird. Make It Happen. Thank you for the super chat. I've never understood the defense. Oh, yeah, I read that. Thank you. Thank you, Make It Happen. Thank you, Caleb. Thank you, WoTodd99. Banjo, thank you. He says Auburn had multiple opportunities to win in that quarter. Auburn absolutely handed that game to Bama, and Bama capitalized on Auburn's ineptitude. Well, I think a more accurate way to put it is that Auburn was unable to capitalize on Bama's ineptitude. I mean, they literally snapped it by Jalen Milroe's tallywhacker on 3rd and 15, which then made it like 4th and 26. 4th and goal from the 30 or whatever. I mean, Bama's ineptitude is alarming. 2nd and goal for the Gators, nothing doing that time. 3rd and goal coming up for the Gators. Prevent defense is 0 for 100. I'll never understand it as long as I live. Look, if you've been a college football fan for any amount of time, more than 5 minutes, you've got pissed off at your team more than once for going into that prevent defense at the end of games, and it just seems like it never works. That's a great comment, greatest ever, because as football fans, we've all complained about that at one point or another with our own team. So, yeah. But, I mean, Bama just ain't no good. I mean, it is what it is. You know, when their season ends next week, they're going to tell us, well, it doesn't matter. This was a rebuilding year. Mildew didn't know what he was doing. Shouldn't have hired Tommy Rees. The same old dried up shit they always say. Kyle McOrdinary is a poor man's Dew Aller. That's bad. If you're telling me that Honda Accord is worse than Dew Aller, that's saying a lot right there. I tell you what, are there any? I'm serious. I'm being dead serious. I'm not even trolling. Can anybody name one good quarterback in the Big Ten? Can somebody just tell me one good quarterback in the Big Ten? Just one. Is there one? I'm looking at the comments. Is there one good quarterback in the Big Ten? And if there is, who is it? J.J. McCarthy. Dude had like 150 yards passing. Stop it. No. Michael Penix isn't in the Big Ten. He used to be. Michael Penix was too good for the Big Ten. He had to leave and go to the Pac-12. UGA fans are nervous. What? Bro, you're a Bama fan, man. You ain't. What are you even doing? You ought not be in no comment section right now. What are Georgia fans nervous about? We don't even know who we're playing in the first round of the playoffs yet. Why would Georgia be nervous? We don't even know yet who we're playing in the first round of the playoffs. Chance says, Jesus Christ, I still can't believe what happened. Looking forward to Atlanta. Good luck, sir. Much love, buddy. Thank you, Chance. Yeah, Alabama's going to get beat down bad next week. I mean, I don't know. Anybody that disagrees with that, I don't know what you've been watching this season. I have no clue. No clue. The last time Georgia played Bama, it was 33-18. This won't be that close. This won't be that close. So, I don't know what else to say. Hey, please hit the thumbs up. I was a little bit late starting the stream. I apologize. Most of you know I'm headed out of town at 3 o'clock this morning, like 7 hours from now. I got to catch a plane. And so, literally, as soon as the Ohio State-Michigan game ended, I started packing up and all getting ready. It's just been a crazy day. So, I apologize for starting the stream a little late tonight, but just in time for the start of the Georgia game. Coming up on the end of the first quarter in the Florida State game. Still no score in that. What is Washington doing? Washington's trying to give Bama the help they desperately need. Look at this. The Washington game is headed to overtime. Y'all want to put that one on? We'll put that one on too. Washington is trying to give Alabama the help they so desperately need. 3rd and goal for the Gators on the 11-yard line. Back to throw. Sacked. All the way back at the 20. We'll put the end of the Washington game on over here. Bama plays scout team QB Price Long. Yeah. Well, the last time Bama used that quarterback, they got their fucking ass beat by Georgia. So I don't know if that's a good idea either. But it's better than the alternative. Sharkle says, Georgia fan here, don't know if I can sweat anything else out. I'm exhausted after pacing around all day, and we finally got some upsets. Oh, Washington won? Okay. It's just not updated on the thing yet. Oh, I see it now. Okay. End of the 4th. I see it now. All right, so we don't have to turn that on. All right, y'all tell me then. Florida State, Georgia Tech. What do y'all want in the 3rd? How about Clemson, South Carolina? How about Clemson into taters one time? How about that? How about that? We got 3 SEC versus ACC games going on here. Of course, the ACC is absolute dog water. There was a penalty on Florida State, so that gave Florida a first down at the 5-yard line. 1st and goal, Florida at the 5. Play action pass, throws out of the back of the end zone, nowhere to go with the ball. Incomplete. Incomplete. Bama, Bobo's headset. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, this just in. The Gumps are trying to tell me how the Barn is the best 6-6 team in the country. Well, Bama's the worst 11-1 team in the country. They're terrible. They're bad. Mildew. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Hit the thumbs up now. We got 3 games on. Clemson's up over South Carolina 6-0 in the first minute of the game. Extra points about to make it 7. Georgia and Georgia Tech are just about to start. And Florida has just scored a touchdown to take a lead on Florida State. Thank you. Let me tell y'all something right now. That Chinese lady what sits behind me in here, if it wasn't for her, you should see. Y'all don't understand what I go through when I have to pack to go out of town. Something is really wrong with me. I'm dead serious. I have to literally just about lay out all of the clothes I own. And I make it like it's such a big deal. You know, well, if I bring this, then I gotta bring that. But if I bring that, then I can't bring this. Or if I do, I gotta bring that hat. It's such a nightmare for me. And it took me 3 hours to pack today. And if she wasn't here, it would have taken me 6 hours. I don't know what is wrong with me. I really don't. Georgia is set to kick off, and we are underway in Atlanta. Into the end zone for a touchback. But I've got some good news for y'all, though. I can't go to sleep tonight. I got to stay up all night. I got to leave my house at 3 in the morning to catch a plane. So as soon as these games end, I'm ending the stream, but I'm sitting down and doing the Your Season Is Over video at midnight tonight. I've got to stay up all night and do the Your Season Is Over video and have it done by 3 o'clock in the morning when I leave to go to the airport. So that means I'm going to be getting hopped up on coffee for this entire stream. Y'all are in for quite a treat. If you've never seen an Uncle Lou stream hopped up on coffee, buckle your seatbelts. It's going to be a good one. 1st and 10 for the Nerds on their own 25. Handoff, right tackle, trying to get to the outside, nowhere to go. Gains 2 or 3 yards, that's about it. 2nd and 7 coming up now for the Nerds. And, uh-oh. Spencer Rattler was just intercepted by the Taters. South Carolina melting down in the first minute of the game. Clemson's already up 7-0, and now Spencer Rattler has thrown an interception on basically South Carolina's first play of the game. 2nd and 6 for the Nerds. Empty backfield. Shotgun. Haynes King back to throw. Gets rid of it. Going deep. Has a man. Caught. All the way down to the 40. There's a flag down too. Probably going to be pass interference on Georgia. It's pass interference on somebody. I don't know if that was a blown coverage or they found a hole in his own or what, but that guy was streaking down the sideline. Oh, an ineligible man downfield on Georgia Tech. So scratch off that play for Georgia Tech. That was probably the one big play they're going to get. Don't forget Georgia gives up a touchdown. Oh, he ran out of bounds. The Georgia Tech wide receiver ran out of bounds and then came back inbounds. Georgia dodged a bullet there, but don't forget Georgia gives up a touchdown on the first possession in every game they've ever played this season. Well, for 6 straight games. 6 games in a row, Georgia's defense has given up a touchdown on the opening drive. It's just kind of a habit and a hobby for them. But Georgia Tech might have blown their chance to do that by shooting themselves in the foot with a stupid penalty there. Florida State offensively, I don't know if this will be a surprise to anybody or not, but Florida State offensively looks like they don't know what the fuck they're doing in this game against Florida. It's weird. 3rd and 6 for the Nerds. They're on their own 29-yard line. This is the first possession of the game, Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Haynes King back to throw. Deep to the other side of the field. Overthrown by a country mile. 4th and 6. The Nerds are so fucking bad, they can't even score on Georgia on their first possession. That's pitiful. Vandy scored on their first possession. Mizzou scored on their first possession. Ole Miss, Tennessee. Hell, even Florida scored on their first possession against Georgia. Everybody scores on the first possession against Georgia. Not the Nerds. They're garbage and absolute doo-doo. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised if we spend the next 3.5 hours watching Georgia Tech diarrhea all over their own foot. That's just what they're accustomed to doing. They get the punt away, though. Short punt. Hits a nerd at the 35-yard line and goes out of bounds. 1st and 10, Georgia on their own 35. So pretty good field position for the Dogs here. This will be their first possession of the game. 13:50 to go in the first quarter. No score. Carson Beck leads Georgia's offense out on the field. Georgia hasn't lost a game in Atlanta in regulation since 1989, and they play there every other year. Georgia did lose a game in Atlanta in 1999, but that game was in overtime. Georgia's not lost a game at all in Atlanta against Georgia Tech since 1999. Georgia just absolutely owns their little brother, the Nerds, here. All right, Carson Beck leads the Dogs out. 1st and 10 from the 35. First Georgia possession. Shotgun. Motion. That's Oscar Delp in motion. They're going to keep it on the ground. Dejon Edwards fumbled. Georgia Tech picked it up. Turnover on the first fucking play of the game. What is Georgia doing? Also, did anybody notice who's not in the game? No Brock Bowers, no Ladd McHonkey. Dejon Edwards, is that the first time he's ever fumbled? He never fumbles. Let's see what happened. Yeah, the Nerds just ripped it out. Good defensive play by the Nerds. They just ripped it out. And there was a Nerd standing there and jumped right on it. Georgia Tech's in business now. Georgia turns the ball over on the first play of the game. I guess Georgia Tech's going to make up for not scoring on their first possession by scoring on their second possession. Still 7-0 Florida up over Florida State and 7-0 Clemson up over South Carolina. I don't know why they're going to review this. It was clearly a fumble. These reviews are getting out of control. Watch, it's going to take them 6 minutes to review this play when it's an obvious fumble. Let me get caught up on these super chats. Just like what you did for Bama, Tennessee, and the your season is over, are we going to see Bartholomew T. Barner and Luther react to the end of the Iron Bowl tomorrow? No. I don't have time to do one of those types of deals for the your season is over video because I have to leave. I've basically only got about 3 hours to do the your season is over video, where normally it takes me about 6 or 7 hours to do it. Because I'm leaving. I'm leaving my house at 3 in the morning for the airport. So when these games end at 11 o'clock or whatever, I'm sitting down and doing the your season is over video from 11 o'clock till like 3 in the morning, and then I got to get in the car and go to the airport. So I doubt I'll have time to do anything like that. Biggs Mikes says, good morning, Lou. Crying Ryan. Go Blue. Congratulations on y'all's win, Biggs Mikes, over the Sucknuts. Dylan with Dylan says, you can't just erase 5 years of dominance. A 6-5 Kentucky team bested the second best ACC team. Louisville is a pretender. This is still our state. Go Blue. Yeah, good win for y'all, Dylan. Good win for y'all over Louisville. I look up and what do I see? Florida State punting again. Again. Mr. Matt Dog says, good morning, Lou. Let's beat the nerd. Let's beat the Nerds. Well, one good way to do that would be to hold on to the ball. Fumbled on the first play of the, well, not the first play of the game, but Georgia's first offensive play of the game. Also, to anybody that's maybe listening to the game on TV or whatever else, are we just not going to see Brock Bowers and Ladd McHonkey at all in this game? Is that the plan? Or what do we know about that? They weren't in the game on that first play. Banjo, thank you for the super chat. He says, Bama now telling us Auburn is a quality win, but weeks ago they were laughing at Georgia and saying we struggle with a terrible team. It's like clockwork. Taylor Robbins says, hey Lou, I'm a Vols fan, but best of luck to your Bulldogs for the rest of the season and postseason and safe travels. Hey, thanks Taylor. What was the final score of that game? I didn't watch any of that. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch any of the Tennessee game. Every time I looked at the score, though, it was pretty brutal. Jeremy Morris says, I'm a Florida man. I must say, I love that shirt. It's funny because it's true. Love your stream. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate it. I appreciate the fans who can take a good joke, too. Look, Georgia used to be on the receiving end of those jokes, and I was right here to take it. I've been doing this since 2015, so believe me. I haven't always been lucky enough to be rooting for national championship caliber teams. I've been on here yelling and screaming while Georgia was busy losing to Tennessee and Florida and Vandy and South Carolina and you name it. I mean, so I appreciate it when I see a fan from another team that can take the jokes, because that's all you can do. We're not out there playing. You have to take the jokes when your team is bad, and then you get to gloat and brag when your team is good. Here go the Nerds inside the 10. That tight end that caught that ball used to play for Georgia, I think. I think this guy used to play for Georgia. What is that? What's his name? Gothi or whatever? Who is that? Didn't he used to play for Georgia? Scyther. What did I say? Gaither? Jesse Stacy says, what a damn... What a damn gamer. RTR. Yeah, y'all dodged one, Jesse. Y'all dodged one. Y'all need help, man. Royce Grados says, can't wait for Pac-12 championship. Yeah, Oregon is going to beat the soul out of... Oregon's going to beat the soul out of Washington in that Pac-12 championship. That's going to be a massacre. I think Oregon might be the best or second best team in the country right now. Second and goal for the Nerds. Haynes King rolls out, throws complete, but out of bounds at the 9. Only picks up about a yard. Third and goal coming up now for the Nerd. Infamy, thank you for the super chat. Uncle Lou, you heard from Slimy Hot Boy. You know, I haven't heard from him since the season started. He called in a lot in the off season. I haven't heard a peep from him since the season started, but I'd love to track him down now. Crimson Kings, thank you for the super chat. He says, hell of a game, huh? Gotta love the Iron Bowl. Woe Tide. Third and goal for the Nerds at the 9. Motion, snap. Haynes King keeps for a touchdown. Wide open right up the middle. Nobody in the middle of the Georgia defense. Nerds go up 6-0. Don't worry, this happens in every Georgia game. Georgia has been down 7-0 in every game they've played the last 6 games in a row. This is no reason for concern or alarm. Steven Snyder, thank you for the super chat. Joseph NR, thank you for the super chat. Good morning, Lou. Hope everybody's doing well. Had some long-ass days at work and hadn't been able to be around, but I love the content as always. Yes, good to see you in here, Joseph. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, buddy. But that goes for all of y'all, too. Hope all y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Cole Garrett Creek, very generous of you. Thank you, sir. He says, can't believe we're already in rivalry weekend. 2023 season went way too fast. Yeah, that always seems like that happens. The off-season drags on forever and ever and ever. And then it seems like the season comes and goes in the blink of an eye. Ghetto Streamlabs, which I don't think there's any other one. I think Streamlabs is just ghetto in general. But he says, as an Auburn fan, I'm glad Bama wasn't nearly as good as New Mexico State. Things could have gotten ugly today. LOL. Whoa, damn Eagle. Brian Gentry says, what's up, Unc? Don't worry about your season is over video. Just go enjoy your trip. No, I'm going to do the your season is over video. It won't have as intricate as an opening sequence as they normally do. Georgia Tech set to kick off after taking a 7-0 lead over the Dogs. Kicked it into the corner. Good coverage by Georgia Tech. Tackled around the 15. Taylor Robbins, thank you for the super chat. He says 48-24. Okay, yeah. Did Nico get to play any? Oh, I looked the stats up. I was wondering if Nico got in any maybe in the second half. I know a lot of Tennessee fans wanted to see Nico in this game. Has Joe Milton, I wonder if Joe Milton's going to play in the bowl game or the Senior Bowl, or if we'll see Nico play the whole game in the bowl game for Tennessee. I know the Tennessee fans are ready to move on from Joe Milton. 1st and 10. Carson Beck in a shotgun. 4 wide receivers this time. Still no Brock Bowers and no Ladd McConkey. They must not be playing. Beck throws. Pass caught. First down, Georgia picks up 11 yards. Dominic Lovett with the catch, the transfer from Missouri. Yeah, I guess Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey just aren't playing in this game. I don't know. I don't know. Ohio State man here, put the paper Burger King crown on our helmet. College football royalty, what a joke. 1st and 10, Kendall Milton with a nice gain on the ground. Picks up 13, 14 yards. Another first down for the Dogs. 2 plays, 2 first downs. Georgia hurries back to the line. They're ready. 4 wide. Shotgun. Now they look over to the line of scrimmage. They want to change the play and move some pieces around. I see Dylan Bell, Dominic Lovett at wide receiver, along with Oscar Delp split out. Kendall Milton is the running back. Beck back to throw. Over the middle. Caught by Dominic Lovett. Picks up about 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up now for the Dogs. Yeah, I'm just going to have to guess that Brock Bowers and Ladd McConkey aren't going to play today. They haven't played yet, so I would assume they're just not going to play. Dealing with Dylan says Ducks versus Dogs will be a banger. I'd love to see that game. I think that would be a good game. I think Oregon is the team that might be able to give Georgia the best game. 2nd and 3. Handoff. Kendall Milton, another big hole, running people over. Picks up about 10 yards inside the Georgia Tech 40 to the 39. Another first down for the Dogs. Ladd and Brock listed inactive. Okay. Thank you, Marcus. I don't listen to the sound or pregame shows or anything, so a lot of times I don't know about this, if there's last minute, these people aren't going to play or whatever. But we don't need them to beat Georgia Tech. That's for sure. 1st and 10 Dogs. 9:24 to go. Georgia Tech 39. Kendall Milton again bangs forward for about 4 yards this time. It's going to be 2nd and 6. Ricky Bobby, thank you for the super chat. Another win for me. Braun's doing magic work while Bielema is drooling in his 5XL puffy ass coat. Now time for me to book ticks for the walk-on bowl. Clemson still up 7-0 over South Carolina. Florida still up 7-0 over the Noles. Georgia Tech up 7-0 over Georgia. Georgia fumbled their first offensive play of the game, gave Georgia Tech the ball on about the 20-yard line. That's how they scored. 2nd and 6, pass complete to Dylan Bell for about 5 yards over near the sideline. 3rd and a yard coming up for the Dogs. Hearing Mark Stoops or Ryan Day to A&M. If I hear Ryan Day to Texas A&M one more fucking time, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Ryan Day is gonna be the coach at Ohio State next year. That's all. Period. Y'all need to stop believing these Facebook memes or whatever it is that y'all are seeing about Ryan Day to Texas A&M. Y'all need to stop. How many titles could Stoops win with Ohio State's resources? 0? I don't know. Mark Stoops might go to Texas A&M. Ryan Day is going to be the coach at Ohio State next year. First and 10, Carson Beck rolls out, throws, incomplete. Was that intercepted? I thought that hit the ground. That didn't hit the ground? What did that hit? His foot? What happened? I thought that hit the ground. Did it hit his foot? Let me look at this again. Throws the pass. Did it hit his foot? I guess it hit his foot. I thought it hit the ground. Interception, Georgia Tech ball again. I thought it hit his foot. Ryan Day will be fired on the tarmac, dummy. AJ, you're the only dummy. Well, you're not the only dummy in here. You're just the biggest dummy. They've already left the tarmac. Ryan Day is not getting fired, no matter how mad it makes you. They didn't really show a replay. They just went straight to the commercial. I don't know. I guess it hit off his foot. When I saw it in real time, I thought it was just a bad throw and hit the ground. But the Georgia Tech guy caught it and started running, so he must have thought it hit his foot, and they called it an interception. So I don't know if they're reviewing it during the commercial break or what. South Carolina, touchdown. Who is that? South Carolina has scored to tie it up with the Taters. Well, an extra point will tie it. It's 7-6 right now. Extra point will make it 7-7. Florida State and Florida. Where's that one? 10-0? Florida State, what are you doing? Florida State, what are you doing? As a Buckeye fan, just fire our QB. I'm okay with that. Yeah, the quarterback is terrible. That quarterback's terrible. Yeah. Honda McCord is terrible. I fly in any weather. Where is Octavian? He must be going crazy right now. I'm surprised he's not in here. He's not in here. Have y'all seen him commenting? Georgia isn't losing? Well, they're losing right now. They're not gonna lose. They're losing right now, 7-0. Georgia's losing 7-0 in every game they've played for the last 6 games, though. That was a bad pass by Carson Beck. Forget whether it hit his foot or what happened. That was a bad pass. He threw it down at the receiver's foot. Oh, it did hit the ground. See? It did hit the ground. Okay. So it's an incomplete pass. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah, it looked like it hit the ground in real time, but then they never showed a replay. They just went to the commercial break. So, but yeah, they reviewed it, and it did hit the ground. So, and they just showed a replay. You could see it clearly hitting the ground. 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 now for the Dogs. 7:28 to go in the first quarter. Beck in a shotgun. If you tuned in late, Georgia fumbled on their first offensive play of the game, which led to a Georgia Tech touchdown. No Lad McConkey, no Brock Bowers today. Into the end zone, touchdown Dogs. Dominic Levitt on a corner route, or a seam route. Carson Beck laid it right into him. And the Dogs are going to tie it up here in the first quarter, pending the extra point. Yeah. I forget who it was that told me earlier about McConkey and Brock Bowers being listed inactive, but does anybody else know, are there any other Georgia players who normally play that are sitting out this game that you've heard or that they've announced or whatever it is? Or is it just... Now, McConkey and Bowers obviously both recovering from the injury, so I guess it makes sense to hold them out. Is there anyone else that y'all know of that they're holding out? Ra Thomas still out? Okay. Tate Ratledge still out? Okay. What, Amarius Mims playing? I can probably look and see if Amarius Mims is playing. He's hard to miss. McConkey, Ratledge, and Bowers. All right, that's all on the... Anybody on the defense being held out? Mims is playing? Okay. Hey, y'all hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. We got some 3 good games going on. Clemson and South Carolina tied 7 apiece over here on this TV. Georgia and Georgia Tech tied 7 apiece in the middle. And Florida all over the fraud criminals 10-0 early in that one. Every time I look up at the Florida State game, Florida State's punting. Every time I look up there, it's weird. Notre Dame losing to Stanford. I didn't bet that game, but I did pick Stanford in the points in my pick deal. I haven't done good betting the games today, to be honest with you. I did good the last 2 weekends. I'm taking a beating this weekend, but that's how it goes. You can't win every weekend, I guess. I did real well the last 2 weekends, but it's catching up to me today. Yeah, I figured Pop was out for the rest of the season with that broken forearm. Maybe they can get him back in there for the playoffs if it heals up enough and they can put some type of cushion on it. But he's most likely. But to be honest with you, I like Pop. I think C.J. Allen might be better already. Georgia Tech keeps it on the ground on 1st and 10 and picks up 7 or 8 yards off right tackle. Nice play for the Nerds there. To all the Texas haters that were saying Texas wouldn't make 10 wins or a trip to the Big 12 championship this season, I just wanted to say suck it and don't forget to work the shaft either. Well, I know you're not talking to me. I know you're not talking to me because Uncle Lou picked Texas to go 11-1 and win the Big 12. What's their record? Oh yeah, 11-1 and they're playing in the Big 12 title game. I know you're not. I don't know who you're talking to, but thank you for the super chat. Georgia Tech on 2nd and 3, complete out in the flat and picks up the first down, about a 5-yard gain before they're shoved out of bounds. Lovett's about to have a big day like Bell last week. C.J. Allen is faster for sure. Our team speed is better. Yeah, C.J. Allen's a true freshman too. He's going to be an absolute beast. He's going to be really, really good. This is only, what, his 3rd start? I mean, he played a lot early in the season, but in a backup role. Play action pass, Haynes King rolls out to his right, throws, complete to a wide open receiver on a crossing route, good for about 15 yards and another first down for the Nerds. Florida's still up 10-0 over Florida State, and they've got the ball. 8:45 to go in the second quarter. Florida State just doing nothing offensively. Florida fumbled, but it went out of bounds. Florida caught a break there. 1st and 10 for the Nerds on the Georgia 46. Moving pieces around. Snap. Handoff. Left tackle. Trying to get to the outside. Nowhere to go. Smile Munden wraps him up behind the line of scrimmage. No gain for the Nerds. 2nd and 10 coming up now. Clemson has the ball, 3rd and 2 on their own 46. Cade Klubnik hands the ball off to Maffa, who picks up the first down. Second and 10. Dealing with Dylan. I'll read that in just 1 second, buddy. Thank you. 2nd and 10 for the Nerds. Haynes King back to throw. Munden on a blitz. Haynes King gets rid of it. Caught downfield by the Nerds at the 28. Wow. Nice throw and catch there on the run by Haynes King. Avoids the pressure. Smile Munden comes up the middle unblocked. Haynes King escapes to his left and hits a receiver downfield for a nice gain. Georgia Tech in business here on the 29 of Georgia. All tied up 7 apiece. Dealing with Dylan says, big fan of the channel for 5 years. Work has kept me away a lot. I missed the morning shoe and the Unsolved Mysteries track. What's college football's biggest conspiracy this season? Deion Sanders or MU film study? That's probably the biggest story of the year is the Michigan cheating scandal. The biggest like non-football related as far as like outcomes of games besides all that. I think the Michigan scandal I think is the biggest story in college football this year. Yeah, we're still doing the morning shoe. Not so much of the Unsolved Mysteries segments anymore for a couple of different reasons, but yeah, we're still kicking over on the morning shoe on the second channel. 2nd and 7 for the Nerds on the Georgia 26-yard line, all tied up 7 apiece, 3:20 to go in the first quarter. Haynes King keeps it again, and he's going to have a first down. Georgia better come up with some kind of answer for that, because Jalen Mildew is going to do that 25 times next week. Does anyone know what the orgy kid from Michigan was rated coming out of high school? Yeah, they played him for a few plays on that one series. I guess he's the next quarterback there, right? When McCarthy leaves, I don't know. I guess he's the number 2. He definitely looks like, seems like more of a mobile QB than McCarthy, considering the plays they were running when he was in there. 1st and 10 for the Nerds on the 17. Handoff this time. Breaks one tackle. Picks up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 coming up now for the Nerds inside the 15. Right at the 14. Milroe going to show up and show out. Well, okay, yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait. Bama's not that good. I don't know what it's... Well, Bama fans are never going to admit it. Even when they lose to Georgia, they're just going to talk about how they could beat a bunch of playoff teams in a hypothetical matchup like they did last year. But Bama's just not very good this year. Haynes King keeps it on 2nd and 7. Picks up another 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Nerds. Do you know Royce Grados? I don't think so. Lou, you're in denial. About what? About Bama not being that good? I don't think Bama's that good. It's not denial. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think Bama's very good. 3rd and 3. On the 10-yard line. Snap. Haynes King. Toss sweep. Smile Munden. Short of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th and a yard. Smile Munden ran the running back down. Tackled him just short of a 1st down. Looks like the Nerds are going to send a field goal unit out on the field on 4th and 1. 57 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. The clock's ticking. Be a short field goal attempt here from the left hash. $25-yarder. Snap, hold, kick is good. And Georgia Tech takes the lead 10-7 with 35 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Uncle Lou, last time Georgia fans ran their mouth about how they're going to whoop Bama in the SEC championship, y'all lost 41-24. Yeah, but the last time we ran our mouth about whooping Bama's ass, we whooped their ass in the national title game 33-18. And y'all were a way better team then. This game won't be that close. 33-18. This game won't be that close. Bama's not nearly as good. They just can't hang with Georgia. It is what it is. Don't worry. When the game ends, you can run around and tell everybody how it's a rebuilding year because Jalen Mildew was a first-year starter and you had a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator and Caleb Downs is a true freshman and all this kind of stuff. All the stuff that I've been telling you all year, you can then tell me that after Georgia beats you in the SEC title game. You can pretend like I haven't been telling you that for a year. 1st and 10, Florida State's got the ball on their own 6-yard line. Pass complete across the 10 to the 13. Gain of about 7. 2nd and 3 coming up for the Seminoles. They trail Florida 10-0 with 6:19 to go in the 2nd quarter. Florida State hadn't got anything going in this game offensively. This looks like a Tennessee game, says Jonathan McDavitt. Put your money up, George. You got all these guarantees. Put your money up, buddy. What you want to bet? 2nd and 3 for Florida State. Handoff this time. And nowhere to go. He's going to lose about 5 yards. Wow. No blocking on the left side of the offensive line. Florida blew that play up. And they're going to go from 2nd and 3 to 3rd and 8 now. Back inside the 10-yard line. Wow. Just no blocking on the left side of the line for Florida State there. 3rd and 7, they're going to call it. Rodemaker in a shotgun. Standing on his own 4-yard line. Motion. Snap. Back to throw. Under pressure. Safety. I'm not joking. How many players tackled him? 6?
Yeah.
There's probably 6 Florida players all hit Rodemaker at the same time. I mean, no blocking. None. Does Jordan Travis play offensive line too? Where's all the Seminole fans in here that wouldn't shut up over the last month when I kept telling them how shitty they were? Good Lord, y'all are terrible. The ACC is a fucking joke. Louisville got beat by a 5-win Kentucky team today, a 6-win Kentucky team, and now Florida State can't get a first down against a 5-win Florida team. The ACC is abysmal. Look at this. There's no blocking at all. There are 6 Florida Gators in the end zone. Unbelievable. Does Jordan Travis play left tackle too? Maybe. Hey, Florida State man, are all 5 of your wide receivers out again like you tried to tell me against Pitt or something? You can tell Buster Faulkner know what would work against the defense, says make it happen. Yeah, is he the coordinator for Tech? He was an offensive analyst at UGA for a couple of years, and he's at Tech now. Georgia Tech kicks off after a field goal gives them a 10-7 lead. Georgia calls a fair catch at the 20. Dominic Bell with the fair catch. Carson Beck back out on the field now for Georgia. If you tuned in late, Georgia kicked off to start the game. Georgia Tech punted. But then on Georgia's first play, they fumbled. Georgia gave Georgia Tech the ball in the red zone. Georgia Tech went down and scored and took a 7-0 lead. Georgia then got the ball back, went right down the field and scored to tie it up at 7 apiece. And now Georgia Tech has gone down and kicked a field goal to take a 10-7 lead, and that's where we're at right now. 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. This is Georgia's 3rd possession. Beck in a shotgun. Snap. Play action pass. Rolls to the right. He's going to take off. Wanted to run. Instead, he just throws it away out of bounds. 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Dogs. Alabama only beat Auburn today by 3 points. That's absolute poverty, ain't it, Sharice? Boy, Bama looked terrible today. God, they look bad. Boy, they look bad. Florida with a double reverse flea flicker that didn't work at all. I mean, it was comical how bad that was for Florida. Yeah, that was some clown shit. That was circus clown shit there. 2nd and 10, Georgia keeps it on the ground and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Dejon Edwards with the carry. 3rd and long coming up now for the Dogs. Bama gonna be hungry next week, Lou. Not as hungry as they would have been if they lost, though, right? It's weird. When Alabama plays bad, you better watch out. They're gonna be good the next week. When Alabama loses, you better just get out of the way because you can't beat a pissed off Bama team. The worse Bama is, the more afraid people are supposed to be of them. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's really weird. The worse they are, the more people talk about how afraid we're supposed to be of Bama. Nobody's afraid of Bama. Nobody. Not Auburn, not South Florida, not Arkansas, who you beat by 3 points. Definitely not Texas, who humiliated you at home by double digits. Not Georgia, who beat the fuck out of you 33-18 the last time we played. Nobody. There's not a team in the country that is scared to play Bama just because they looked bad against Auburn. That's just the most backwards fucking gump logic I've ever heard. The worse we play, the more scared you better be about playing us later. Yeah, right. Right. If that's the case, nobody would ever line up and play Colorado. Did they end up winning or losing? Who'd they play? Utah? Last I saw, Utah was winning 20-10. Anybody know the final score? What was the final score of the Colorado-Utah game? Or I could look it up. 23-17 Utah. Oh, close game then. Close game then. The Bama fans are in shambles because when Georgia wins this game, they're going to break Bear Bryant's win streak record. Bear Bryant won 28 games in a row one time, and Kirby's about to win his 29th game in a row, and the Bama fans can't cope. On top of that, no team in college football history has ever gone 12-0 3 regular seasons in a row, and when this game ends, Georgia will have accomplished that. Georgia will have gone 12-0 for 3 regular seasons in a row, something that's never been done in the history of college football, and the Bama fans are in shambles. South Carolina going to go for it on 4th and 1, and I don't think they got it. Didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, I don't think. Carolina's going to turn it over on downs with 14:52 to go in the second quarter. The Taters are up 10-7. And I don't think they got it. The referees are looking around like they don't know what they're doing, probably because they don't. The referees are horrible. Boy, the referees in that Bama-Auburn game sure were bad, weren't it? My God. That was one of the worst officiating games. Did y'all see the face mask in the Bama-Auburn game that they didn't call? I'm like, what in the fuck? How? I mean, I'm about to rip the guy's head off. No, not going to call it. That was one of the worst officiating games I've seen. Referees are bad, man. The officiating this year is probably the worst I've seen. It's really bad. Really bad. Austin says, how about them Gators? Yeah, they're whipping Florida State right now. Peyton says, Lou, are you worried? About what? Missing my flight or something? No, I'll make sure I leave here in plenty of time. Brandon Pratt says, New Mexico State better than Bama. AJ says, you talking like UJ already won, but they're losing. I want to know if there's anybody in the comment section that can be dumber than AJ. We should run some type of a contest. It's going to be hard, but is there anybody watching that can somehow be dumber than AJ? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Might be worth y'all giving it a shot, though.
Yes, Bama does need help.
You know, even if Bama wins out, they're not getting in the playoffs. You know that?
I think I did know that.
They need other teams to lose. They need help.
Yeah, they need help. You're right.
Just winning's not enough for them. They didn't win enough games. Bama needs help. Even if Bama wins out, they need other teams to lose.
That's right.
Just to get in. Because they didn't win enough games.
They didn't win enough games.
Yeah. They're down bad. Their fans are in shambles. You should see Twitter.
I bet it's blowing up. Go.
Up number 2 coming up. All right. Okay.
I hear ya. Cup number 2.
You want to see if we can keep track?
Let's keep track.
Y'all help me keep track. This coffee cup number 2. Help me keep track. What'd I miss?
2 for... you're missing something now?
How about them dogs? How about it? Look at that. First and goal?
Yep, first
oh
and
my
goal.
God. Holy moly. Anything over here? Florida State got a first
Oh,
down?
I haven't been watching. I was watching Georgia.
Y'all help me keep track. This is cup number 2 of coffee.
Come on, dogs.
Give me a second. I'll catch up on these super chats. Let's Georgia will score on this next play, and then I'll get caught up on the super chats. 1st and 10, Florida State completes a pass for a loss of 2 yards. Yes, you heard me correctly. On 1st and 10, Florida State completes a pass for a loss of 2 yards. Plus, there's a flag down. 1st and goal for them dogs on the 3. Touchdown, Kendall Milton.
Right. Let's go.
AJ, send more super chats. Trucking with Jeter says, I laughed so hard at the Alabama-Auburn game. That ending was brutal. That ending was absolutely brutal. Peyton says, what's your score prediction for this game? It's too late to give a score prediction once the game starts. That's cheating. I didn't have time to do a hype and hate video. That's when I normally give a score prediction. I picked Georgia Tech plus 24, though. That was my pick. I picked Georgia to win, but Georgia Tech to cover the 24. That was my pick. So whatever my score prediction was, it would have been Georgia winning by some amount less than 24 points. I think about 3 touchdowns is what I said on the video. Austin says, hey, yo, why your title says FSU versus Florida State? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you. Felix Phillips, I fixed it, by the way. Felix Phillips says, Florida State, your season is over. Well, games don't end at halftime, but if they did, yeah. It's not, the thing about this Florida State game, you know, you could say, well, it's you know, game's not over, you still got a half of football. Florida State is struggling to get a fucking first down. I mean, and I don't want to hear nothing about Jordan Travis. I ran a poll all last week. Florida State fan wasn't trying to hear it. They don't need Jordan Travis. Rodemaker is even better. He's a better passer than Jordan Travis. Not going to miss him at all. Well, turns out that might have been cap, as they say. First down, Florida State.
What?
Yeah, on a pass by, what is this guy's name? Roadrunner? Yeah, first down, Florida State. Nice pass, actually, by Roadrunner that time. Meep, meep. God damn. Where's the Wile E. Coyote?
Yeah, and the Acme safe thing gonna fall on his head.
There he goes with a bad pass there to make up for the good one that he had. Your season is over is going to be legendary, says Marcus EDC. Yeah, I've been trying to set everybody's expectations for this Your Season is Over video, so if you've heard me tell this story already, just ignore it. But I'm leaving. I go out of town tomorrow. My flight's at 5 in the morning. I have to leave my house at 3 in the morning, which means when these games end tonight, instead of going to bed like a normal person at 11 o'clock, I've got to sit down and do the Your Season is Over video, and I have to have it done by 3 a.m. because that's when I have to leave to go to the airport. It normally takes me 6 or 7 hours to do the Your Season is Over video. I'm going to have to do this one in about 4 hours. So there may not be a long, drawn-out opening sequence like there is normally in the Your Season is Over videos because I might not have time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the talking section first of the Your Season is Over video and then see what time it is, and I'm going to make whatever intro I can in whatever amount of time I have left to do it in.
Florida State in the red zone.
Uh-oh, don't look now, but here come the Roadrunner. A handoff, right tackle gains about 2. 2nd and 8 coming up for Florida State. Texas has a chance to make the playoff if FSU loses and Bama loses. What do you mean Texas has a chance? All Texas has to do is win and they're in. That's it. There's nothing else that has to happen. All Texas has to do is win and they're in. The Weird Back crew has begun to salivate at the thought of it. If Texas wins, they're getting in. Because either Washington or Oregon is going to lose next week. If Texas wins, they're in. They don't need anything else to happen. You're thinking of Alabama. Now, Bama needs help. Hashtag Bama needs help.
Bama needs help.
Bama needs help. Bama needs help. Do the Your Season is Over video from the TSA line at the Atlanta airport and talk about that line is tougher than Florida State's line. Boy, that TSA line at the Atlanta airport is no joke. Luckily, I don't have to go through the TSA line in Atlanta. I'm flying out of Augusta. I'm flying through Atlanta. You know, I'm flying from Augusta to Atlanta to New Orleans. I don't have to go through TSA in Atlanta. Got to go through TSA in Augusta. Bandwagon Gump invasion, woo. What's up, Greg? Tough loss for y'all, man. Y'all should have had that. Boy, That cornerback who gave up that touchdown pass ain't going to be able to sleep for a while, is he? 2nd and 4 for the Nerds. They pick up about 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1 now for Georgia Tech. Felix says Florida State season is over. Georgia Tech on 3rd and 1 is going to lose about a yard. 4th down and 2 coming up for the Nerds. Now they're going to have to kick it away. They're at their own 34-yard line. Oh, it looks like they're going to go for it. Boy, dumb coaching decisions have really become a disease in college football. 4th and 1 on their own 34. Snap. Play action pass. Haynes King running for his life. Throws complete. Wow, boy, Tech dodged a bullet there. They wanted to go deep. It wasn't there. Haynes King had to scramble around, and he finally found a wide receiver on a comeback route. Georgia Tech dodged one there. They tried to put their foot in their mouth, but it wouldn't fit. So they got a 1st down on the 41. Bobby Ryan says UGA sucks. Well, you swallow, buddy. You swallow, Bobby. 1st and 10. Handoff, right tackle. Has a crease. Pushes forward for 7 yards. Nice play for Georgia Tech there. 2nd and 3 coming up for the Nerds. Bama looks like a playoff team to you, Jarvis. You need to get your eyes checked, buddy. They look like absolute shit today, dude. New Year's season is over from the French Quarter. I will be spending some time at the French Quarter next week. Looks like 1st and goal for Florida State. Clemson still up 10-7 over South Carolina. 2nd and 3 for Georgia Tech on their own 47. A handoff left tackle this time. 1st down and then some. Wow, nice run. Big hole. Picks up about 15 yards. Georgia defensive line getting pushed around here. Look at this. First and 10 on the Georgia 40. A reverse. Now Haynes King's going to take off running. Lots of room in 2. Gains 13 yards. That was a weird looking play, but it worked. Direct snap to the running back. Jet sweep to Haynes King. Fake reverse to a wide receiver. And then Haynes King kept the ball and ran. A weird looking play, but it worked. Georgia's got a lineman down. I think it's Jordan Hall. Michigan would beat Bama by 20. I don't know about that. I don't know. Michigan doesn't look. I don't know. Michigan and Ohio State both. I don't know. Like the entire Big Ten, man. I don't know. Can somebody name one good quarterback in the Big Ten? Just one. Name me one good quarterback in the Big Ten. I don't think there is one. When I was 12, a man standing in front of a topless bar in the French Quarter told me I needed to move along.
Oh, boy.
You can see it all in the French Quarter. I believe Florida State has scored a touchdown. I don't know if they're reviewing it or what, but it looked like a touchdown to me. Roadrunner's excited too. First and 10 for Georgia Tech on the Georgia 28. Georgia's up 14-10, 8:53 to go in the second quarter. Haynes King's in a shotgun, pistol formation, bunch to the bottom of the screen, motion, snap, handoff, right tackle, picks up 4 or 5 yards again. Georgia Tech's offensive line is winning the battle in the trenches right now. There's no question about it. There's no sugarcoating it. Congratulations to Michigan on an undefeated season, says Josh Hobbs. Alabama will beat Georgia. You won't bet $1 on that. You won't bet $1 on that. Because it's not, you know it's not going to happen. Bama's not very good, buddy. They're not on Georgia's level. 33-18 is going to seem like a close game compared to the score of this next one. 2nd and 6 for the Dogs. For Georgia Tech. They keep it on the ground again and pick up about 3 or 4. 3rd down now coming up for the Nerds. Florida up 12-7 after that Florida State touchdown. 21 seconds to go until halftime in that one. Clemson, South Carolina, still 10-7 with Clemson on top. Third and 2. Nerds in a shotgun. Haynes King, jet sweep, and he has blockers. 1st down to the 11. Flag comes in. They might be going to get Georgia Tech for holding out on the perimeter. Yeah, they got Georgia Tech for holding out on the perimeter, so that's going to negate that 1st down and make it 3rd and long here. Let's see if Georgia can force a field goal on this 3rd and long here. Third and 9 now after that holding penalty. Georgia Tech on their own 27. They need to get to the 18 for a 1st down. Haynes King in a shotgun. Snap. Hands off. Fumble! Haynes King jumps on it though. Loss of 1 or 2 yards. And the Nerds will have to settle for a long field goal here. Georgia Tech fumbled the ball. Going to be a long field goal attempt for the Nerds here. Maryland's QB Pineapple Jr. in the Big Ten. He might be the best quarterback they got. You might be right, Blake. Guy Davis, thank you for the sticker. The kick is up and the kick is good. Georgia 14, Georgia Tech 13 with 6:06 to go. Florida going to take care of this. Bama needs help nonsense right now. Well, it's not nonsense. You're proving it. Florida's trying to give you the help you need, buddy. Florida's trying to give you the help you need. Don't be ashamed to wear your Florida hat, buddy. Don't be afraid to rock your Florida hat. Let me get a Go Dogs in that one time, says you like. Yeah, Go Dogs. Go Dogs. Petition for Auburn versus Iowa in the Birmingham Bowl. I don't think Auburn's going to be playing Iowa. Iowa's going to be in a much better bowl game than Auburn. Poor Lou was cheering for OSU today. Lou picked Michigan to win, dumbass. What are you talking about? I picked Michigan in the offseason. I picked Michigan in the preseason. I picked Michigan during the season. I picked Michigan this week in a video called Michigan versus Ohio State Prediction. And I picked Michigan this morning on the pregame show. I've literally picked Michigan 19 times. Every single time I've made a pick on that game, I've picked Michigan. I don't know if you're blind, deaf, dumb, all three, mentally retarded. I don't know if there's a key stuck on your keyboard. I don't know if it's a waterhead situation. I don't know what we got going on there, but I picked Michigan all along to win that game. Never one time did I pick Ohio State. Auburn is lost in the most Tennessee fashion, I swear. Oh, Auburn lost in the most Tennessee fashion, yeah. Didn't Radio play for Georgia Tech? Radio didn't play. And Radio was from South Carolina. Radio was from South Carolina. Lou is just as soft as Ryan Day. He thinks Michigan cheated. Michigan did cheat. What the fuck is wrong with you? Michigan was caught cheating, man. Quit living in denial. Get out of that maze haze, man. Michigan was caught cheating red-handed. Your coach was suspended for it. Your coach was suspended for cheating. You fired an analyst for cheating. You fired a position coach for cheating. Michigan fired Connor Stallions for cheating. Michigan fired a position coach for cheating. The Big Ten suspended Jim Harbaugh for cheating. You were cheating. God damn.
Wait, what? Michigan cheated?
How are Michigan fans still denying that they cheated? Field goal attempt for Florida. It's a long one too. And he's going to yank it left. No good. Had the distance, but he pulled it off to the left. Time expires in the first half. Florida 12, Florida State 7 is your halftime score. Florida State doesn't need Jordan Travis. At the Uncle Lou, y'all are losing to Georgia Tech. What a joke. Do you have a hard time with math, Rammer Jammer? I know you do because you're a Bammer fan. But 14 is more than 13. Right?
That is correct.
See, Georgia has 14. Georgia Tech has 13. 14 more than 13. So no, Georgia's not losing to Georgia Tech. Right now, Georgia's beating Georgia Tech. See how that works? Nice kick return for the Dogs out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Mekhi Muse with the return. Do Alabama people really think 13 is more than 14? My God. I knew Alabama fans were generally stupid, but I figured they knew what was going on with double-digit numbers. Now, I know if once we get into like triple digits, I figured they would have some trouble with that. But I thought Alabama fans would know what was more between 14 and 13. But I guess I was wrong. 1st and 10 for Georgia on the 36. Carson Beck in a shotgun, back to throw. Wants to go deep. Now he's going to take off running. And he picks up 4 or 5 yards. Does that say Ohio State lost? Wow. Wow. You mad about it, Ohio State, man? Get ramrodded by Michigan 3 years in a row? That's humiliating. 2nd and 5 for the Dogs. Carson Beck under center this time. Looks like Kendall Milton in the backfield behind him. Snap. They hand it to Kendall Milton. He has a hole. And he picks up a first down. Gain of 7. 1st and 10 Dogs coming up on 5 minutes to go until halftime. Bama has won the last 4 in a row versus the Barn. It's great. You've lost the last 1 in a row versus Georgia, though. 1st and 10. Carson Beck in a shotgun. 4.5 minutes to go until halftime. Kendall Milton, nice jump cut. Runs a man over. Picks up 7 or 8 yards. I thought he was going to be tackled in the backfield, but that was a nice jump cut to get out of that one. Georgia's offensive line forgot to block. Look at this. Whoop. Nice move in the backfield by Kendall Milton. I can't believe there's Michigan fans who still won't admit they got caught cheating. That's weird. They probably think the earth is flat, too. First and 10, Georgia. On the Georgia Tech 36-yard line. 4 wide receivers. Well, 3 and a tight end. Beck in a shotgun. Snap. Another handoff. Big hole. 20, 15, 10, 5. Untouched into the end zone. 36-yard touchdown run. Untouched for the Dogs. Kendall Milton. Offensive line blocked that time. Uh-oh, we got a flag down. Hold on. Hold your celebration. Got a flag down here. Yeah, that's going to come back. No wonder it looked like Georgia blocked that time. We're holding. Xavier Truss got called with holding that time. Number 73, I think. The right guard. Let's see. Who's he holding? The linebacker? That's holding? That looks like a pan. Oh, yeah. There he is. He hooked his shoulder. Yeah, that's holding. Yeah, that was holding. Good call. That was holding. First and 14 for the Dogs now on the Georgia Tech 40. Beck in a shotgun. Snap, back to throw. Under pressure, gets rid of it out in the flat to Dejon Edwards up the sideline for 7 yards maybe? 6 yards. It's going to be second and about 8, I think, for the Dogs. Well, that guy's got a high back, don't he? Looks like the hunchback of Georgia Tech. Look at him. Good God, I don't know if that's a deformity or some kind of pad he's got under there. Second and 9, if they call it, for the Dogs on the Georgia Tech 35. 6 minutes to go until halftime for Clemson and South Carolina. Clemson's up 10-7. We've got 3 minutes to go until halftime in this one. Georgia up 14-13. Beck back to throw on second and 9. Goes towards the sideline. Not a good throw. Had Dylan Bell open on about a 15-yard out route, and he overthrew it. Not a good throw by Beck there. Not a good throw. 3rd and 9 now for the Dogs. Let's see if they can keep the drive alive here. Third and 9 on the 35 for the Dogs. They need to get to the 26 for a first down. Dejon Edwards has room. First down, Dogs. Needed 9, gained about 12. Had good downfield blocking that time. Once he got around the corner. Who's that out there? Oscar Delp? Yeah. First and 10, Georgia. 2:29 to go now until halftime. Carson Beck's in a shotgun, 3 wide. Snap. Back to throw. Over the middle. Caught by Oscar Delp, I believe. Yeah, Oscar Delp inside the 10. Down to the 7 or 8 yard line. It's going to be first and goal, Georgia. Coming up on 2 minutes to go now until halftime. The trash is piling up with the casuals. Uh-oh. Handoff on first and goal. Dejon Edwards gets down to the 3 or 4 yard line. 4 maybe. All right, 1,000 people in here and only 444 thumbs up. 1,000 people, 700. We ought to be able to get 700 thumbs up in here. Y'all come on, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. We got 3 good games on. Well, one of them's at Florida State's at halftime, but these other 2 games are good. Georgia up by 1 over Georgia Tech. Clemson up by 3 over South Carolina. 5 minutes to go until halftime in a Clemson-South Carolina game. Clemson 10, South Carolina 7. Clemson lined up for a field goal here, though. Dejon Edwards with a touchdown for the Dogs. A 3-yard touchdown run. Georgia's going to extend their lead here. The kick is up for Clemson, and it looks good. It is good. The Taters extend their lead over South Carolina. Clemson 13, South Carolina 7. Washington dodged one today against Washington State. That's a shame, too. I don't know if Washington knows this or not. But Bama needs help.
needs help.
Yeah. But Washington won.
Washington didn't understand the assignment, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I told Washington Bama needs help, but they wouldn't listen.
No.
They went ahead and won anyway. Trucking with Jeter, thank you for the super chat. He says, if Florida loses, it's going to be called the spit game. They already have the shoe throw game. What am I missing about spitting? What are they reviewing here? It takes 10 minutes to discuss anything in a football game. Georgia scored. Now, what's the flag? False start on the... It took them 5 minutes to decide there was a false start on the extra point. Okay, back them up 5 yards. What's the deal with the spit game? I don't know what that's about with the Florida State. Lou, do you think Ohio State can still make the playoffs? Are you trolling? No. No, Ohio State's not making a playoff. No. No. They're done. They're not. There is no back door for them to sneak in this time. Extra point is good. Georgia 21, Georgia Tech 13 with 1:14 to go until halftime. So Georgia's losing. Is Georgia still losing? Where's that illiterate Alabama guy? Is Georgia still losing now that they're up 8 points? I know Georgia was losing earlier when they were up by 1. Are they still losing now that they're up by 8? Where's that illiterate Bama fan at? Florida player ejected for spitting on a Florida State player. Wow. Wow. It must have been pretty obvious, or I guess the referee must have saw it clearly, right? Because I don't know if I've ever seen that. I've seen a lot of accusations. You know, a Tennessee player, supposedly a Tennessee player spit in Brock Bowers' face last week in the Georgia-Tennessee game. There was no penalty call, but I guess in this case the referee must have saw it. It must have been pretty blatant or like obvious for that to get called, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Arctic Dilation Cold says, the spitting game is when I spit in your mom's booty. My mom's been dead for 4 years, buddy. My mom's been dead for 4 years. So, you're sick, man. You're sick if you go around spitting in dead people's booty holes, man. You're pretty fucking sick. Let's see. I wonder who he's a fan of. My guess is Tennessee, because that's typically how Tennessee fans act. Arctic Dilation Cold. Probably a Tennessee. My guess would be Tennessee fan. Who have Georgia played? Nobody. Nobody. Oh. Where's my phone? I gotta show y'all something. Wait till y'all see this. I hope y'all can see it. Here it is. I hope y'all can read this. Auburn is trash. And Texas hasn't beat anyone good. Roll Tide. Boy, these Alabama fans are mentally fucking retarded. These Alabama fans are mentally fucking retarded. That's an Alabama fan. That's an Alabama fan. Texas hasn't beat anybody good, says the Alabama fan. Ah, Lee. Wow. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. The Ace, thank you for the super chat. He says, I think as long as Oregon doesn't go for 54th downs, they should win the rematch. I think Oregon's going to beat Washington bad. Lou, where is Octavian? I have no idea. I haven't seen him today. Thoughts on Jonathan Smith dipping from his alma mater for the big cash? I don't blame him, man. Oregon State stuck in no man's land. Everybody left the Pac-12 and nobody wanted Oregon State. I mean, so Oregon State's just kind of floating in this no man's land. They don't have a conference. They don't have a home. So, I mean, I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision for him to make, but it's the right decision. I mean, you can't, yeah, it's the right decision. I mean, I think Oregon State's a better job than Michigan State, but you get the stability of being in the Big Ten now as the coach of Michigan State, whereas at Oregon State, what conference are you in next year? But Woo, the Bama fan, is right. Texas ain't beat anyone good. Yeah. Bama fans are something else, man. Georgia versus Oregon would be this year's Georgia versus Ohio State game. I think Georgia versus Oregon would be a good game. Tons of OU fans are losing their mind over OSU's win over the Bicycle College. Oh, yeah, because if Oklahoma State would have lost, Oklahoma State would have been in, right? Or Oklahoma would have been in, right? But now it's Texas versus Oklahoma State. I think Georgia versus Georgia Tech would be a good game. You want to bet on the second half? I'm still looking for a Bama fan that wants to bet on the Georgia-Bama game. I can't find a single one. If typing was betting, y'all'd be millionaires. I've been looking for a week. I can't find a single Bama fan that'll bet me on the Georgia-Bama game. I can't find one. Not one. Yet the comment section is filled every single week with mouth-breathing waterheads that keep telling me Bama's going to steamroll Georgia. Oklahoma State versus Texas? Okay. Does Jed Fish leave after this year? Well, he's in consideration for the A&M job. Jed Fish, Mark Stoops, Jeff Traylor, Mike Elko. Those are the four names to watch for the A&M job. Uncle Lou, I would cash app you if Bama wins. All right. No, I don't do bets that way. If you want to make a bet with me, you got to pay me ahead of time. I don't do this, I promise to pay you if I lose shit, because there's too many people that lose a bet and then disappear. If anybody wants to make a bet with me, we'll work it out right now, but you got to send me the money now. And then if I lose, I'll send you back your money plus whatever I owe you. But I'm not doing this thing where there's anonymous names in the comments section. You lose a bet, and then I never hear from you again, and I've got no idea who you are. I don't even know what address to send my leg breaker to. No, I know you say you'll cash at me if UGA wins, but that's what everybody said, especially Bama fans. There's a Bama fan right now that owes me $100 from 3 years ago. I don't bet that way anymore. If you want to bet, send the money right now, and it's a bet. My Cash App and my PayPal are in the description of the video. Send a Cash App or a PayPal and say, this is for the Georgia-Bama game, and it'll be a bet. First and 10 for the Nerds. There's 41 seconds to go until halftime. They're just across midfield. And they just ran it right down Georgia's throat for about 12 yards. They're going to end up getting a field goal attempt here before the end of the half. South Carolina still trails 13-7. A minute and 12 seconds to go until halftime in that one. Brian Gentry says, my uncle's leg breaker and I will find your bitch ass. No, I make all kinds of bets during the football season, 30, 40 bets with all different kinds of people. But I don't do the deal where if I lose, I'll pay you. I don't do that because they don't pay. It's an anonymous fake name in a comment section. They lose the bet and they either never come back to the channel or they just change their screen name and they don't ever pay up. So I only do bets with people who you got to send the money now. Or I just don't care. We're not going to do the bet, but that's the only way it goes around here. First and 10 for the Nerds. Haynes King throws. What a catch! Wow, what a catch by that nerd! Look at this catch! Unbelievable! Yeah, that's a catch. Wow. What a catch by that nerd. Rocky Top, my friend from Alabama, told me to say that. Hey, why don't you go fuck yourself? Why don't you try that? Why don't you try sticking your head up your ass and let me know if it fits? Or talk more shit about spitting in my dead mom's asshole or whatever it was you were saying earlier. Stupid fuck. Tell your friend to get better friends. Incomplete pass for Georgia Tech's going to bring up 3rd and 3. I didn't time anybody out. I haven't timed anybody out. Maybe a mod, somebody else might have timed you out. It wasn't me. What's up, Alejandro? Yeah, I heard you say you wanted to bet. I told you 10 times what you have to do if you want to bet. Send the money. My Cash App and my PayPal links are in the description of this video. Send the money and it's a bet. If you don't send the money, it's not a bet. It's that simple. 3rd and 3, and I think Georgia Tech picked up the first down. It's close. I think they got it. Yeah, they did. 1st and 10, Georgia Tech, 17 seconds to go. Georgia Tech's got 1 timeout left. They spiked the ball on 1st down with 15 seconds to go. They're in field goal range. However much you can afford to lose. It doesn't matter to me. Well, no more than $1,000. We'll put a $1,000 limit on it, but whatever amount you want up to $1,000. Second and 10 for the Nerds on the Georgia 27. 15 seconds to go. They're down 8. We're in the 2nd quarter. Carolina punting the ball away to Clemson just under a minute to go till halftime. And the second half is now underway between Florida and Florida State. Florida's up 12-7 with 14 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Hank says, I'm a Bama fan, Lou. After the Auburn game, I'm wishing New Mexico State was playing y'all. Oh, man. That was a crazy game. I know Alabama fans thought it too, and probably Auburn fans, but on that, when it was 3rd down, and they snapped the ball 20 yards behind Jalen Mildew, I said, well, that's it. Game over. And Alabama scored a fucking touchdown on that, whatever it was, 4th and goal from the 35-yard line or whatever. Haynes King back to throw. He's going to be sacked. Down he goes. Georgia Tech going to have to use their last timeout with 9 seconds left. It's going to be 3rd down coming up. Georgia Tech, no timeouts left. So I don't know if they're just going to kick the field goal now or if they're going to try to run one more play. I don't know what they're going to do, but with no timeouts, might have to just kick the field goal here. Let's see what Brent Key decides to do for Georgia Tech. Big play from Florida State across midfield into Florida territory. This is by far their best drive of the game here to start the 3rd quarter. 3rd and 15. Georgia Tech leaves their offense on the field. There is 9 seconds to go. And they don't have any timeouts. So they've got to get out of bounds here, or they're not going to have time to get the field goal unit out on the field. They're going to have to either get out of bounds, get a 1st down, or they're going to run out of time before they can kick a field goal here. 3rd and 15. Mac Brown is washed, says Stocky. Yeah, he's probably pretty close to hanging it up. Fright, thank you for the super chat. He says, what is this run defense tonight by the Dogs, Lou? Yeah, Georgia Tech has gashed Georgia on the ground several times in this game. I'm a Bama fan, Lou. After the Auburn game, I'm wishing New Mexico State was... I think I read that already. I saw a Bama man today holding up a sign at a stoplight that said, asking for a little help. Yeah, Bama needs help. And Florida State just scored. So it looks like Florida might not even be willing to give Bama any help. Wow. Florida State just scored. Haynes King into the end zone. Out of bounds, incomplete pass. He caught it, but he was out of bounds. You could see his right foot came down on the white line. So 4th and 15 now, and Georgia Tech will have to kick a field goal here. Long one. He caught the ball. Yeah, clearly out of bounds. Good throw and a good catch, but a yard too wide. Louisville will take care of Florida State, says Woe Tide 99. Maybe. Florida might. I mean, this game ain't over. I mean, Florida State's finally taking a lead. This is their first lead of the game. Georgia Tech's going to be kicking about a 50-yard field goal here. Almost time for cup number 3. I guess we'll wait till halftime in that. At halftime, will you make me a refill while I do the halftime video?
I was just about to say that.
Okay. I'm going to do a halftime video at halftime, but I'll just leave the stream running. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Titles, woo! We got 17. Bear Bryant, Nick Saban, and 1927 titles. Georgia Tech just missed it, the field goal, woo! They missed it, woo! Whoa, Tide! All right, halftime. Let's do a video and a little bit of trolling. Here we go. Nerd! Hey, Georgia Tech's trying real hard. I'm serious. I'm proud of Georgia Tech. I am. You know, the same way you're proud of like the special needs kid that they let score a basket at the end of a game or something when some team's already up by 40. I'm proud of Georgia Tech in that same way. I think they're trying really hard. I do. And I think they deserve a little bit of credit for that. Normally they don't try very hard, but they are trying hard, and they're only down 8. I mean, if Georgia Tech was standing in here with me right now, I'd look down on them like this and pat them on their little fucking peanut head. I am proud of them, down 21-13. Florida State just scored. They're finally beating Florida. They trailed for the entire first half. It was 12-7 at halftime, but Florida State has scored early in the third quarter, so finally have a lead there. Nobody's willing to help Bama. No, literally nobody. Oregon won yesterday, refused to help Bama. Texas won't help Bama. They won yesterday. Friggin' Washington. Washington tried to lose at first. I think Washington was about to lose, and then someone called Washington and said, "Hey, I appreciate it. Y'all go ahead and lose. Alabama needs some help." And they went, "What, help Bama?" "Oh, no. So we're good." So then they went ahead and won. Florida State? No. Florida State refusing to help Bama. They get Bama fans' hopes up in the first half, and now they won't even help Bama. Bama needs help. They got to win out, and then they need other teams to lose. They don't control their own destiny. They're not good enough to control their own destiny. They need other teams to lose so that they can try to sneak into the playoffs to get their ass beat by whatever legitimate team they get matched up with in the first round. But none of that's going to happen anyway. But you can't tell them that. They won't listen to reason. These Alabama fans, I don't understand. Let me get some water. Y'all got me so damn mad. These Alabama fans won't listen to reason. Georgia's going to beat them like they owe them money next week. So I don't even really understand why Alabama fans are running around with all these other teams' hats on. They need Florida to beat Florida State. They need Texas Tech to beat Texas. They need Washington State to beat Washington. They need Oregon State to beat Oregon. All this shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Georgia's so much better. Bama's just not very good. I mean, I don't know if, have you been watching and paying attention? Georgia's going to beat them bad. How bad we beat Bama last time we played them? 33-18? It won't be that close. It won't be that close. Georgia's going to beat the soul and we'll live out of them. 21-13 is your score. Georgia up over the Nerds at halftime. I'll give Georgia Tech some credit. They're running the ball well. In fact, I think Tech's offensive line is winning more battles than they're losing. Georgia's defensive line didn't play well in that first half for sure. The fumble hurt Georgia, obviously. Georgia fumbled on its first offensive play of the game. Dejon Edwards put the ball on the ground. Georgia Tech jumped on it in the red zone. So they were, a 20-yard touchdown drive, went up 7-0. Since then, they've kicked 2 field goals and missed one, right? So 21-13 is your halftime score. Final score, let's see, it's 21-13 right now. Final score will be 41-20? Something like that? 41-20 or so? I don't know. Georgia will beat them as bad as they want to. Mildew. This is what it takes for you to beat Auburn. This is what it takes. This is what it takes for you to beat Auburn. Whoa, tied in it, woo. All right. Give me about 2 or 3 minutes to get this video uploaded, and I'll be right back. 18 titles, woo. All right, woe tide in this. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back like vertebrae. Coffee number 3. I think I can probably get through 5 cups before the end of this game.
Oh my God.
I can probably finish this in 2 more before the end of the game, I think. All right, the Nerds are kicking off to start the second half. Georgia's going to return this one out across the 10 to the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, out to the 38, 39 yard line. Another good return from Mekhi Muse out to the 38 or 39 yard line. Good starting field position for the Dogs here to start the second half. 21 to 13, good guys on top is your score at the start of the third quarter. Florida has come back to retake the lead over Florida State with a field goal. They're now up 15 to 14. Got that one on over here. Clemson and South Carolina, second half underway. Clemson up 13 to 7 over the Coots with 13:27 to go in the third. Clemson has the ball looking at a 3rd and 4. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. They're going to start things off on the ground with Dejon Edwards, and there's nowhere to go. He's slung down for a loss of about 4 yards. Not a good start for the Dogs on that first down play. Jonathan McDavid, thank you for the peach sticker. And Elijah, thank you for the super chat. He says, I'll help Bama. Here comes some change for cigarettes, lottery, and NASCAR tickets. Thank y'all for the super chats to helping the sport to stream. I really appreciate that. That means a lot. 2nd and 11 for Georgia now. How's that only a 1 yard loss? Wow, I thought it was a loss of about 4. 2nd and 11. Play action pass. Beck steps up in the pocket. Throws. Nearly intercepted, but incomplete. Ball hit the ground. I don't know. That wasn't a very good decision to throw that ball. Not a very good decision to throw that ball. They're very lucky that wasn't intercepted. Tried to fit it into a pretty tight window there. Ball bounced around before it hit the ground. 3rd and 11 now for the Dogs. Beck in a shotgun. Dejon Edwards back there with him. Marcus Rosemy-Jack-Saint, Dylan Bell, Dominic Lovett, and Oscar Delp all spread out wide. 3 to the top. Dylan Bell by himself at the bottom of the screen. Snap. Beck, back to throw. Going deep. Real deep. Caught.
Oh my God.
Caught, says the official. We'll see. I don't know. Was he bobbling it? I mean, he caught the ball, but was he in bounds? Let's see here. Right foot in bounds. That's a catch.
Yes.
Wow. What a catch.
Catch.
What a catch. They're going to take another look at it, but it looked like he got his foot down and had possession of the ball. 5 favorite helmets. Man, people ask me that all the time. I think it's because I have the helmet collection. Well, let me say this about I'm going to come up. This is off the top of my head. And this is going to be the 5 favorite helmets that I have. So, like, it'll be, because, you know, some teams have 25 different helmets. So, there's not really, like, one specific team where I just go, okay, I like that team's helmets. But there are some specific helmets back here that I really like. And this is in no particular order. And also, this isn't necessarily my favorite 5. I'm just going to pick 5 that I really, really like. And here's the first one. Now this is another team. This team's got a bunch of different helmets, but I really like the way this helmet looks. It's really hard to tell on the camera, but it's like a navy blue stripe on the bottom with a gold stripe, and then another navy blue stripe, and then I really like the anchor design on the side. This is a navy helmet. This is one of my favorite helmets that I have. Another one of my favorite helmets is... Where is it? This one. I like this one. This is a matte black NC State helmet with the Wolfpack logo on the side and the silver and red, the chrome silver and red stripe down the middle. I really like that one. This is one of my favorites. This Utah helmet with the Indian feathers coming off the back, the silver, the chrome silver circle, and the chrome U. Utah helmet, I like that one. What else do I really like? What else do I really like? Oh, this one. This one, and where's the other one? Both of these. Southern Miss with the red, white, and blue eagle logo, and Marshall with the American flag into the M logo, and the stars and stripes stripe down the center is a good one. 4th and 11.
They said it was incomplete.
They did?
Yeah.
Well, damn. Like, what'd they say? He was bobbling it? Georgia's going to have to punt it away. All right, there you go. So those are some of my favorites. Fourth and 11, Georgia's going to have to punt it away. I think this is Georgia's first punt of the game. I think this is their first punt of the game. Thorson back deep to punt. The kick is away. Fair catch called and made at the 22. 1st and 10, Georgia Tech at their own 22. Florida still up 1 point, 15-14 over Florida State, and Clemson has kicked a field goal to extend their lead to 16-7. JD, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, I hope y'all have a great trip. Get some beads for me. Go dog. Y'all see what I can do on the beads there. See what I can do on that. Josh says, I wish we could kick Texas A&M out of the SEC. Damn. It's that serious, huh? 1st and 10 for the Nerds. They're going to keep it on the ground. And I don't blame them. They had a lot of success running the ball in the first half. And on first down here, they pick up about 5 yards. I don't know. I haven't looked at the stats, but it seems like Georgia Tech is averaging 5 or 6 yards a carry in this game. I don't know. 2nd and 5. Another handoff, and another 5 or 6, 7 yards. First down, Georgia Tech. I mean, it seems like they got to be averaging 5 or 6 yards a carry. 1st and 10, Georgia Tech at their own 30, their own 34. Roadrunner throws incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Seminoles. Under a minute to go in the third quarter, Florida up by 1 in that one. 1st and 10, Georgia Tech on their own 34. Shotgun, 2 running backs with him back there. A handoff again, gets to the outside and has more room. Jeez. 10 yards that time. They are running it down Georgia's throat. There's no other way to describe it. If I was Georgia Tech, I wouldn't throw the ball at all. They've got a different quarterback in the game too. They've taken Haynes King out and they've putting the more mobile QB in. No. Sorry, never mind. I was looking at the wrong guy. Haynes King is still the quarterback. I was looking at the wrong guy. If I was Georgia Tech, I wouldn't even try to throw the ball. Not when you're getting 6-7 yards of pop on the ground. I wouldn't even try to throw it. I'd run it. I'd make Georgia stop the run. Another handoff. That time Georgia shuts it down. No gain that time. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Nerds now. But yeah, I'd keep running it until Georgia showed me they could stop it. Chapel Thrill says Georgia getting exposed by the Nerds. Georgia's winning 21-13. You're a North Carolina fan and you're getting your ass kicked right now by NC State. How's that make you feel? Louisville lost to Kentucky. The best team in the ACC, Louisville, lost to a 6-win Kentucky team. The other best team in the ACC, Florida State, is losing to a 5-win Florida team. North Carolina's fucking garbage. And so is the entire ACC. But yeah, Georgia's getting exposed by beating Georgia Tech 21-13 in the 3rd quarter. Genius comment there coming from a Tard Hill who's in the process right now of getting their ass beat by NC State. Good to see you in here again, dummy. Pass incomplete on 3rd and 9. 4th and 9 coming up for the Nerds. NC State 26, North Carolina 7. God damn. Now, you tell me, I don't know. Is North Carolina getting exposed? Here you go, Tar Heel man. I guess it'll be basketball season soon, but didn't y'all suck ass in basketball last year too? Boy, Georgia dodged a bullet there. Mekhi Hughes fumbled the punt, but it went out of bounds. North Carolina Chapel Thrill Tard Heel. 5-star dummy. Damn, NC State? God almighty. Where? NC State. Wow. That's wild. I'm gonna lie, that's wild there. Alabama fans be like, type, says WoTide99. Number 1 team struggling against a 6-win team, Tech team. Yeah, beating them is what you mean. Number 1 team beating against a 6-win team, Tech team. You got one too many words in that sentence, man. Try to type in English if you can. English only in the chat, Tard Hill. English only in the chat. This is a college football channel. English only in the chat. 5-star dummy. Here's a live look at North Carolina Tar Heel. Luna made me so goddamn mad. That's it. I'm sending him more money. NC State man here. Fake May's season is over. Yes, it is. Drake May's been exposed as a not very good quarterback. You hate to see it. Matt Gibby, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, "Go Dogs, my bad for wanting chaos so Oregon gets in." Oregon's getting in anyway. Oregon's getting in anyway. Georgia, Michigan, Oregon, Texas. That's who's getting in. Georgia, Michigan, Oregon, Texas. Those are your playoff teams. What's Ryan Day's excuse for the loss? Cheating, I guess. I really don't know. I haven't heard. I got to go on Twitter and search up all the Buckeye accounts and see what it is they're blaming the loss on. Ohio State's never lost a game because the other team was better, ever. Not according to their fans. Every game Ohio State's ever lost, they have a list of a million excuses why, instead of just saying we got beat by a better team. 1st and 10 for the Dogs on their own 14-yard line. Kendall Milton picks up 10 yards on first down. Nice gain. Kendall Milton's having another good game tonight. Thomas Wilson, thank you for the super chat. NC State man here. Oh, I already read that one. Tard Heels back at it again with the type. Hold on, I'll read it after this play. Kendall Milton, 15, 16, 17, 18 yards, 19-yard gain that time. Chapel Hill Tard Heel says, shouldn't you be beating them by more than 7 points? Are you a closet Alabama fan? Because we had an Alabama fan earlier in here who didn't know basic math, and you appear to be suffering from the same malady. But let me show you something real quick. You want to know if we should be winning by more than 7 points? Let me show you something, buddy. Georgia has 21. Georgia Tech has 13. 21 minus 13. Yeah, 8. See, that's 8 there, see? I'm going to go out on a limb and say you did not go to North Carolina. I'm going to go out on a limb and say you did not attend North Carolina. Hey, send another super chat, though, because so far, every super chat you've sent has somehow been dumber than the one before. I want to see how long you can keep that streak going. Eventually, you're going to get to a comment that's so stupid, it can't be beaten. But I want to see how long you can go. Jakey Wakey, thank you for the super chat. He says, Oregon does have to beat Washington first, but they should have no problem with that. Go Dogs, by the way. Yeah, I think Oregon's going to steamroll Washington. Oregon and Washington appear to be two teams headed in different directions to me. Georgia Tech 46, North Carolina 42. Say it ain't so. Tell me that's not true. Tell me Georgia Tech didn't beat North Carolina. Wow. Unreal. 2nd and 11 for the Dogs. Delp in motion. Snap. Carson Beck back to throw. Over the middle. Pass complete to Dominic Lovett for a first down. Needed 11, gained 12. 1st and 10 Dogs. Coming up on 8 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Florida still up 1 point, 15-14, 12 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Florida State's got the ball on the Florida 41, 1st and 10. On the ground, they're going to pick up about 8. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Noles. 1st and 10 for the Dogs on the Tech 29. Pass complete out in the flat to Arian Smith. Makes a man miss inside the 20 down to the 18, 17-yard line. Rare, super rare Arian Smith sighting here for the Dogs. He actually caught a pass, too. You better DVR that. Arian Smith just caught a pass. DVR that. That might be the only time this season you see it. 2nd and 3, Florida State goes deep, but incomplete. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Noles. Clemson's still up 16-7 over the Coots. 8:08 to go in the 3rd quarter of that one. Home Slice says the Tar Heel man is an 8-star dummy. Wow, that might be a record. That might be a record. 8-star dummy, you say? He might be on a dummy scholarship if he's that much of a dummy. He might be on dummy scholarship. 3rd and 3 for Florida State, and they didn't gain an inch. They might have lost a yard. It's going to be 4th down for Florida State. Under 12 minutes to go in that one. 2nd and 11 for Georgia on the 18. Wow, they're going to lose another 4 yards. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Dogs all the way back at the 22. No blocking that time. Nothing Dejon Edwards could do. They had him wrapped up before he even got the ball. Five wide for the Dogs on 3rd and 14. Empty backfield. Carson Beck in a shotgun. Dylan Bell and Marcus Rosemy-Jackson at the bottom. Oscar Delp, Makai Muse, and Dominic Lovett up top. Snap, back to throw. Beck throws it quick, incomplete. Too tall for Makai Muse. I mean, Makai Muse is 5'2". Carson Beck threw it 7 feet in the air. 4th and 14, the Dogs have to settle for a field goal. Tard Hill says, team full of 5-star, barely beating team of 3-star. Ha. Yes, beating is the key word there. Beating. This will be the 29th beating in a row for Georgia. So, while you're getting beat by NC State, Georgia is beating someone for the 29th straight time. You finally got one right. Georgia is beating Georgia Tech. You finally got a comment right. Field goal is good. Georgia 24, Georgia Tech 13, barely winning by 11. Georgia barely up by 11 now. When your mom gets the credit card bill in, your ass is grass, buddy. Tell you that right now. When your mom sees that credit card statement, you are in big trouble. Carson Beck really isn't that good? Oh boy. Why is Muse on the 3rd down offense? Well, Brock Bowers and Lad McConkey are out. So if you're going to put 5 wide receivers in the game, you pretty much have to put Makai Muse in there. Josh, how have you been around here for as long as you have and you don't know what the fuck LouTube is?
How's that possible?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I think he's trolling himself. 1st and goal for Florida State. Roadrunner throws into the end zone. Incomplete. Too tall. 2nd and goal coming up for Florida State. They're down 1 with 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Make sure y'all hit the thumbs up if you hadn't already. Got some good games going on. Florida and Florida State looks like it's going to come down to the wire. Georgia's barely beating Georgia Tech by 11. And Clemson's up, 16-7 over South Carolina. Josh getting confused because he paid $50 for LubeTube. What? Bowers, McConkey, Ratledge, Rah-Rah, all out. Yeah, 3 of Georgia's wide receivers are out. They'll still win the game, though. Georgia doesn't lose games because they have players injured. You're thinking of Ohio State and Alabama. It's Ohio State and Alabama that can't win a game if they have a player injured. Georgia's got no problem. What a great day to be an OSU fan. Ohio State, yeah. Is that what you're talking about? Ohio State? I don't know how great of a day it is for Ohio State. Or are you talking about Oklahoma State? I don't know who you're talking about when you say a great day for OSU. I don't know what you're talking about there. OSU looked soft. Well, because it is. Clemson helmet is never getting flipped back over. Did they turn the ball over again? Yeah, Clemson has to go a game with no turnovers. Have they turned it over today? Bama's never lost a game losing 1 player. Losing 2 is the problem. Every team in the country is playing without at least 2 players, man. What are you talking about? It's November. It's fixing to be December. Everybody in the country's got multiple injuries. What are you talking about? Oh, he was intercepted? Yeah, well, yeah, you're right, Dan. Clemson's helmet's just going to have to stay upside down permanently, I guess. $29 in a row. Boy, y'all been waiting a long time to watch Uncle Lou lose, but you're going to have to wait a while longer. You're going to have to wait a while longer. 1st and 10 for the Nerds. Handoff, gets to the outside, picks up 8-9 yards. Yeah, if I was Georgia Tech, I would just give up throw. I'd just run the ball the rest of the game. I'd just run the ball the rest of the game. Looking like you are going to have to wait until 2024 to see UJ lose, says Brett. Yeah, I don't see no losses on Georgia's upcoming games. Beating our little brother here. Put Bama out to pasture. Hell, we might retire Nick Saban. Georgia might retire Nick Saban next week. Wouldn't that be something? Might send him to the old folks' home. 1st and 10 for the Nerds. They're on their own 36. Pistol formation this time. Motion. Play action pass. Haynes King looking, throws. Over the head of the intended receiver, incomplete. Kamari Lassiter with the coverage. Ball was well over the head of the intended receiver, though. 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Nerds. Cup number 4. Let's go.
Let's go.
Must have got mad. She knocked over her Charlie Brown tree.
What?
Yeah, I fixed it, though. Looks like Haynes King just took a sack here. Unbelievable. I told them not to throw the ball. They won't listen. They just won't listen. Florida State kicked the field goal, so they're now back in the lead, 17-15. Haynes King, 1st and 10. Going deep. Has a man. Dropped it. Dropped it. Why is an inside linebacker covering him? Why was an inside linebacker covering him? That's not good. That seems like poor planning there. I don't think that's a good idea to have an inside linebacker on that guy. Second and 10 for Georgia Tech on the Georgia 48-yard line. Shotgun again, 2 running backs. They hand it off. Gets to the corner again. Only gains a couple of yards that time. 3rd and long coming up for the Nerds.
Why would you do it?
Cup number 4. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Typer Trolls. Me against you. Let's go. Come on, Typer Trolls. Where's my Typer Trolls at? Let's go. Come on. Change your batteries out, your wireless keyboard, whatever you need to do. Let's go. Come on, Typer Trolls. Come on, Typer Trolls. Type one time. Let's go. Type. Type for Lou. 4th and 7. Nerds want to go for it. They're on the Georgia 45-yard line. Big play here for the Nerds. 4th and 7. Snap. Haynes King back to throw. Good protection. Deep down the middle. Knocked away by Smile Munden. Incomplete. Oh, bullshit. They're going to get Georgia for pass interference, it looks like. Kirby says the ball's tipped. I don't know. Yeah, the ball, it looked like a punt. Was it tipped? Yeah, it was tipped. Yeah, ball tipped. So there is no pass interference on a tipped ball. Yeah, that's gonna get called off. That ball was tipped. Yeah, that's gonna get waved off. Turnover. It's gonna be a turnover on downs. Come on, typers, let's go. Type. All right, Florida State up 17-15. Let's look at this game for a minute while they review this Georgia play. 1st and 10 for the Gators on their own 25. 7:17 to go in the 4th quarter. They're down 2. Play action pass. Gonna get sacked. Back at the 19. Loss of 6 yards. 2nd and 16 coming up for Florida. Going the wrong way there, Gator man. Going the wrong way there, Gator man. Yeah. Yeah. Ball tipped right at the line of scrimmage. They're reviewing it to see if the ball was tipped. If the ball's tipped, then it can't be pass interference. You can't commit pass interference on a tipped ball. Once the ball is tipped, you can tackle the wide receiver if you want to. Wow, Florida almost threw an interception there. They got lucky. Florida State dropped it. Terrible pass thrown off of his back foot. And that could have been disastrous for the Florida man. What is he doing? Brown drops back, throws off his back foot, underthrown. Very lucky that Florida State guy dropped that one. Very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, turnover on downs. Ball was tipped, so they reversed that. 1st and 10, Georgia, with 2:56 to go in the third quarter. Florida sacked again on 3rd and 16. They're going to have to punt it away with 6 minutes to go in the game. Florida running out of time here. They're probably only going to get one more possession. 1st and 10 for the Dogs now on their own 45 after Georgia Tech turned it over on downs. Beck under center. A reverse to Dylan Bell. Has room and blockers. Inside the 40, 30, down to the 26-yard line. Georgia almost into red zone. 1st and 10 Dogs. Nice play call. Good run. Good downfield blocking. First and 10, Georgia on the Tech 26. 3 wide to the bottom of the screen. I see Dylan Bell, Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saint, and I think Dominic Lovett. Georgia hands it off up the gut to Kendall Milton. Picks up 2 yards down to the 24. 2nd and 8 for the Dogs. Nerds getting mowed over. Uh-oh. Is that true? What's up, Lee? NC State scored again? Damn. Oh, my God. There's Tard Hill, man. Right on cue. Hey, NC State just scored on you again, Tard Hill, man. Georgia with another first down at the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Georgia at the Tech 13. A minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Georgia 24, Georgia Tech 13. Pass complete out in the flat to Dom Lovett. Turns it up 5-4. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 1 from the 4. Brock Bowers is new OSU coach. Brock Bowers can do it all, can he? 2nd and 1 from the 4. 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. Hand off to Kendall Milton. Touchdown, Georgia. Georgia's barely beating Georgia Tech 31-13. What's 31 plus 7? What's 38 minus 13? We have Georgia minus 25. Would be a push. If Georgia scores again, they'll be up 25. That'd be a push. We just got our money back.
Oh, yeah? Okay. I mean, it's still...
So we need them to score 2 more times.
Yeah, we need to score.
Doesn't matter. Touchdown, field goal, 2 touchdowns, touchdown and safety, anything like that.
Okay.
Georgia Tech's got a player down near the goal line following that touchdown run. They're out checking on him now, so let's hope he's going to be okay. Got a couple of trainers out there. 1st and 10 for Florida State, and they're going to be tackled way behind the line of scrimmage. Look at this Iowa State-Kansas State game.
Wow.
I mean, that's not a little bit of snow. That's like 6 inches of snow. A snow game, Iowa State and Kansas State. It's a good thing.
It's snowing.
It's a good thing Ohio State didn't have to play in the snow today, or they would have lost. Oh wait, they lost anyway in good weather. They lost in good weather today. Oh shit. That's gonna be Ohio State's new thing. We only lost because the weather was good. That's gonna be Ohio State's new thing now. It used to be we only lost because the weather was bad. Now it's gonna be we only lost because the weather was good. Zombie says Bama is terrible. Damn. Is that true? Have you told the Alabama man that? They're going to melt down. Lou, nightmare scenario. If UJ loses in Atlanta, do they still make the playoffs? No. I don't think so. I guess Tar Heel fan ran out of money on mom's credit card. I don't know, maybe. Oh, Justin Anderson, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I just saw that. He says, please, somebody beat Florida State. I want to watch a good playoff game, not a 42-3 UGA over Florida State game. Florida's got a chance here. There's 4.5 minutes to go. Florida's down 2. Louisville will have a chance next week, but man, Louisville lost to Kentucky. Now that's poverty. That is poverty. Max Saxon, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. He says, Lou, do you remember earlier in the season when Brock Bowers played every position while being injured? I do remember that. He threw a touchdown pass. He threw a 50-yard touchdown pass to himself. Brock Bowers did. Kicked field goals, extra points. Had 3 sacks in a game one time. On 2nd and 5, Roadrunner is sacked for like a 10-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd and 15 coming up for Florida State. And if Florida can come up with a 3rd down stop here, they're going to get the ball back and another crack at it here. It's going to be 3rd and really long. Here's the extra point for Georgia, right down the middle. Georgia 31, Georgia Tech 13. UNC is looking like Rumble right now, says Fred Thompson. Just straight dog shit. Rumble. Shout out to Edward. He's a Florida State man. Don't talk crap about Rumble. Fuck Rumble. Rumble's a joke. Nobody's on there. Georgia's winning 31-13. What does that mean? What are they up 4? Is that the Alabama and the Tar Heel math? Georgia 31, Georgia Tech 13. So what does that mean? Georgia's winning by what? 5? I'm trying to figure out the Alabama and the Tar Heel math they were doing earlier. Tar Heel man. Georgia's winning 31-13, barely though. Is that 5 points? It's either 5 or 11. Let me know, Tar Heel man. Georgia kicks off. 31 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. This kick's going to go out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Georgia Tech will take over 1st and 10 on their own 25. I watched the X22 report on Rumble. No idea what that is. Georgia would beat Ohio State by 50, says Jacob Mason. I don't know about that, but they would definitely beat Ohio State. Why is ABC showing all this footage of the pass while the game is going on? I don't know. Clemson's still up 16-7. 13:50 to go in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 6, they pick up 3 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3. They're right up near midfield, Clemson is. Oregon would destroy Bama. Bo would only play the first half, says Zombie Horde. Wow, they put the backups in on him, huh? Michael Sprague, what's up, buddy? He says, I predict Ole Miss will lose by less than 20 to Georgia next year. We play y'all again next year? Is it at Ole Miss this time? I know the schedules have come out, but I don't typically pay that much attention to that kind of thing to the off season. Where's that one at? Y'all played in Athens this year, so at Ole Miss next year probably, huh? At Ole Miss, okay. We lost last time we played there. Kirby's first year, 2016. I'm sure you remember that. A beatdown. Wasn't it like 45-0 at one point? Y'all were beating us back in 2016. Ohio State is dropping to 5 or 6. Yeah, Alabama man's going to be irate when he figures out that Ohio State is still ranked higher than they are. But Bama just can't move up, can they? Bama's going to be stuck at 8th again. Bama's going to be stuck at 8th again. Punch the air, Bama man. Punch the air.
Poor Bama man.
Tempers flaring in the Florida State game. Coaches out on the field separating the players. They're big mad and they're not going to take it anymore. All kinds of people out on the field. I think there's a player down injured too. Yeah, that's what it is too. So they're fighting and you got an injured player. Oh, big hit on Rodemaker. That's what it is. Big hit on Rodemaker. And Florida State didn't like it. Were his eyes rolled up in the back of his head? It looks like the Florida players knocked each other out. They're going to get Florida for targeting here and late hit. And I guess that's Rodemaker that's down. It looks like his eyes was rolled up in the back of his head too. That didn't look good. Yeah, targeting on Florida. That wasn't good. That wasn't good there. It looked like Rodemaker's eyes was rolled up in the back of his head. He is up and walking off the field under his own power, though, so that's good. But he might have got knocked out. So Florida State's going to have to put their third string quarterback in here. I wasn't paying attention, but remember a few minutes ago when I said Florida State got sacked and it was going to be like 3rd and a mile? Did they convert that? Or was this the third? That might have been the or was that the 3rd down play? And Florida ruined it by committing a targeting. Is that what it was? Chapel Thrill Tar Heel quit. Well, that makes sense. His team quit 3 months ago. No, here he is. Humble pie will be delivered by Nick Saban in Atlanta. Yeah, a North Carolina fan. Saddled up on the nuts of Alabama because his terrible team can't beat anybody. Some of y'all really hoped for a nerd. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Just left the bathroom and dropped off a rumble. Yeah, there you go. Good job, buddy. Took you a big old rumble. Chuck it with Jeter. What's up, buddy? He says, well, I'm gone until next year. Spit game 2023. Gone until next year. Where you going? 2nd and 5 for Georgia Tech. Jet sweep. It's probably a touchdown. 50, 40, 30. Malachi Starks tracks him down at the 10-yard line. Huge play by the nerd. Just nothing fancy, just a jet sweep. But once he got to the corner, he was gone. Once he got to the corner, he was gone. Malachi Starks has to run him down, but that's a 50, 60-yard gain there by the nerd. 1st and 10 on the Georgia 13-yard line. Handoff right tackle. Nowhere to go this time. Dropped for a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 12 coming up for the nerds. Florida State has the ball 1st and 10 on the Florida 33-yard line. 3.5 minutes to go. Florida's going to have to come up with a stop defensively here and force another field goal or this one's over. Florida State throws, pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. 3:27 to go. Imagine being a Tar Heel and simping for Saban. Yeah, well, that's what happens when your team's in the gutter. You find another team's taint, and you dingleberry right off of it. When was the last time Georgia Tech won a game in this series? 2016. In Athens. Georgia Tech hadn't beat Georgia in Atlanta since 1999. And that game was in overtime. Georgia Tech hasn't beat Georgia in Atlanta in regulation since 1989. Back to throw. 3rd and 7, running for his life. Haynes King fumbles. I think the Nerds recovered. Yeah, the Nerds recovered. Haynes King got hit, fumbled, but the Nerds recovered. I think it was an offensive lineman that fell on the ball. Yeah. One of the Nerd offensive linemen jumped on it. 4th and 20. Georgia Tech's going to attempt a moral field goal here. Means nothing, but it makes them feel good if they have 16 instead of 13, I guess. Kick is up and kick is good. 31-16, Georgia up by 2. Georgia 31, Georgia Tech 16. So a 2-point lead for the Dogs here with 12 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the game. Yeah, Rodemaker got concussion. Got hit in the head. Florida State on their 3rd string QB. (24/7 Sports) reporting what? Mark Stoops to Texas A&M? Yeah. I told y'all at the beginning of this stream. Mark Stoops, Jeff Traylor, Mike Elko. And who's the 4th one I said? I gave you 4 names. Mike Elko, Mark Stoops, Jeff Traylor. The 4th one. Anyway, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Mark Rogers was flat out pissed after the Ohio State loss. Totally came unglued. Hard to watch. Trashing Michigan for cheating. The refs just wow. Well, trashing Michigan for cheating is legitimate. Michigan was cheating and they got caught. But yeah, Mark Rogers is an Ohio State fan, so I'm sure he was upset. At number 13 for Georgia Tech, Eric Singleton runs a 10.2 and a 20.72. That's Olympic speed there. Yeah, that's Olympic speed. Shane says, I'm down bad. Good night. Hang in there, Shane. Hang in there, buddy. FSU will get blown out by anyone they play in the playoffs. Unless it's Washington. Then they might lose a close one. But yeah, anybody else, they'll get blown out. Felony State is a waste of playoff spot. They're going to get boat raced. Talking about Florida State, I think. Blaylock, he was getting pushed down the depth chart at Georgia. Yeah, he was good his first year at Georgia. He got hurt. Remember, he blew his knee out. And he was never really able to fight his way back into really any meaningful playing time. I like Don Blaylock, though. I think he's good. Georgia Tech kicks off after a meaningless field goal. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Out of bounds at the Georgia Tech 47. – Nice return by the Dogs. All the way into Georgia Tech territory. What's this horse shit? Nobody. Why am I watching UCLA warm up? Nobody wants to see that. Another 6 points for North Carolina State. North Carolina's defense might be the softest in the country. Well, it definitely is. First and 10 for the Dogs on the Georgia Tech 46. Handoff to Dejon Edwards. Picks up 8 yards. 2nd and 2 coming up for the Dogs. Carson Beck in a shotgun. Snap. Play action pass. Rolls to the right. Throws complete inside the 30 to the 28. Oh my God. Arian Smith with another catch. 2 catches for Arian Smith. That gives him a total of 2 catches for the year. Third and 19 for Florida. They're down bad. Fumble. Yeah, that's it for Florida. 4th and a mile coming up. They're down 9. Gators are going to come up short. 1st and 10. Handoff to Dejon Edwards. Has a hold. There he goes. First down. Inside the 15. Down to the 12, 11 yard line. Dogs in the red zone.
Let's go.
Smells like another touchdown. We
Let's
still
go.
just need 2 scores. We need 2 more scores. Georgia needs 2 scores to cover the spread, though, for anybody that cares about that kind of thing. Georgia would need to score twice to cover the spread. Beck throws, pass complete to Delp, down to the 6 yard line. Flag down on the play, though. Sunbelt Billy, you got to slow your losing down. Florida has now lost 5 games in a row. Wow, poverty. No bowl game for Florida. This is Florida's last game of the year. We won't see Florida lose another game until next season. That's kind of sad. I enjoy watching Florida lose every week. We won't get to see Florida lose another game until next year. I hate that. Man, I hate that. Don't forget, though, Florida was ranked 28th for 1 week in August in the preseason. They were in others receiving votes. So that's got to count for something, I think. 1st and 20 for the Dogs. Handoff to Dejon. Gets outside. Caught from behind, though, at about the 17. Had a lot of room, but got dragged down from behind. Boy, Billy Napier's an absolute disaster. 2nd and 16 for the Dogs. 9.5 minutes to go. 4 wide. Kendall Milton standing next to Beck, who's in a shotgun. Snap. Play action pass. Throws. Caught. Dylan Bell. Touchdown, good guys. Touchdown, good guys. Let me see. That's going to make the score 37-16. So Georgia's now up by 9. Georgia's up by 9 for all you Alabama fans and Tar Heel manses that can't do math in here earlier. Georgia's up by 9 now. Another flag. Well, damn. Illegal man downfield. All right, well, so much for that. Florida State taking a knee, so that's going to be the ball game there. Beck back to throw. Steps up. Going to take off running. 15, 10. All the way down to the 6-yard line. Nice play by Carson Beck. Not enough, though. Short of the first down by about 4 yards. Third and 5 coming up for Georgia from around the 6-yard line. Nice play by Beck, though, to pick up them yards there. 8:40 to go. Third and 5 from the 6. Georgia has to get inside the 1 for a first down, or they can just go ahead and score, be fine too. Beck back to throw. Over the middle. Intercepted. Tried to force it to Marcus Rosemy Jack Saint. Ball was tipped up in the air and the Nerds intercepted it in the end zone. Damn. So the score remains 31-16, which I think means Georgia's still up by 5. Is that right? Yeah, Beck tried to force that one in there. When them balls get tipped, you never know what's going to happen, but it's usually not anything good. It's usually not good when the ball gets tipped up in the air like that. Yeah, Mark Stoops to Texas A&M is what I heard too. Somebody was in here a minute ago saying that. So much for all those people that were believing the Ryan Day memes. Will the Your Season Is Over video be a scheduled upload tomorrow, or are you uploading it tonight when you finish it? Go Dogs. No, because that'll be 3 in the morning. So, no. It'll go up tomorrow. What time y'all want me to put the Your Season Is Over video up tomorrow? Y'all tell me what time. What time you want me to post the Your Season Is Over video tomorrow? $6 p.m. 3 1 7 2 5 1 4 2 1 12 5 2 4 4 a.m. About 2. How about around 2 o'clock? I'll post it around 2 o'clock. I don't want to do it too early. You know, a lot of people go to the Magic Show on Sunday mornings, so I don't want to post it too early. But what if we posted it too? Then people can go to the Magic Show, go to Olive Garden to eat lunch after, or whatever it is they do after the Magic Show, and then come home and watch Your Season Is Over. Coffee. Eastern time. Swaggy, man, you knew that. Will Ohio State still make the playoffs? Anybody want to let Ferris know the answer to that? Will Ohio State still make the playoffs? No. 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 There you go. There you go, Ferris. I think it's pretty unanimous. They don't think Ohio State's going to get in. What's the Magic Show? You know what the Magic Show is. All right, 1st and 10, Georgia Tech following that interception in the end zone. They're on their own 20. Shotgun, snap, jet sweep again. Georgia tracks it down. No, they don't. Georgia. Yeah, what are you doing, Marvin Jones? Get him out of the game. You fucking idiot. God, you're an idiot. What are you doing, dumbass? Jesus Christ. What are you doing, man? Why would you do that, man? God damn, that's dumb. Man, put his ass on the bench, coach. Just put his ass on the bench. What are you doing? What a stupid penalty. God, Georgia. I'd bench his ass. Stupid fucking unnecessary penalty like that. 1st and 10 nerds. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. According to the Alabama man that was in here earlier, Georgia's up 5 points, I think. The score is 31-16. Travis says, I've been drinking Tito's and 7-Up ever since Ohio State lost, just like you're drinking coffee. Wow. You might be more wound up than I am then. Oh, 5.5? I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, Georgia's up 5.5 points now for the Alabama fans that were having a hard time with the math earlier. 31-16, Georgia's up 5.5 points. How many cups now? That's the 4th one?
4th one.
Yeah, I've had 4. I've had 4 since 7:30. If Bama wins out, they're in. No. Bama has to win out and they need help. They need somebody to lose. They need Florida State to lose to Louisville, or they need Texas to lose to Oklahoma State. The winner of Oregon-Washington is getting in. Michigan is getting in. If Texas wins, they're getting in. And if Florida State beats Louisville, they're getting in. If those things happen, it doesn't matter what Alabama does. So, no, just beating Georgia is not enough for Bama to get in. Bama needs help. Bama needs help. Hashtag Bama needs help. They didn't win enough games. What's dumber, Marvin Jones play or George Pickens squirting water on the Tennessee player? Yeah, that was pretty dumb too. Actually, I'm not going to lie. The squirting the water thing was pretty funny. I'm not going to lie. That was pretty funny. Yeah, there you go, Connor. Hashtag Bama needs help. All these people, I don't understand. How is it? All Bama got to do is win and they're in. No. Bama's not jumping a 13-0 Florida State. They're not jumping a 12-1 Texas. They're not jumping a 13-0 Washington. They're not jumping a 12-1 Oregon. One of those teams is going to have to lose for Bama to get in, and Bama's going to have to do the impossible: beat Georgia. It's not happening. It's not happening. Georgia's about to break that Bama record right now, ain't they? I'm glad all you Bama fans are turned in. Y'all are witnessing history right now. Georgia's about to win its 29th game in a row. No SEC team has ever won 29 games in a row, Bama man. Did you know that? Bear Bryant won 28 games in a row. Kirby's about to win 29 in a row. Kirby better than Bear Bryant. Cry. Kirby's better than Bear Bryant. Cry. Bear Bryant never won 29 games in a row. Cry. Cry. Did you know that no team in college football history has gone 12-0 in 3 straight regular seasons until right now? Isn't that something? Georgia's going to be the first team in college football history to go 12-0 in 3 straight regular seasons. Does that make you mad, Bama man? Georgia's undefeated in conference play 3 seasons in a row. Bama's never done that. Never. Not a single time. Javon Bullard being helped off the field. That's not good. One of Georgia's better players. Commercial break. Saban made Kirby. Yeah, well, Bill Belichick made Saban then. Bama fans are going to start making up records now that Kirby is breaking them all. Yeah. They already make up national titles. They might as well start making up other shit too. Clemson's still up 16-7, 3 minutes to go in the game. Bama needs an ACC team to lose. That's poverty. Yeah, it is. It is. So the answer to A&M hopes and dreams is Mark Stoops, says Josh Hobbs. Well, we're going to find out over the next couple of years. Mark Stoops is going to have access to talent he's never had before, so we're going to find out how good Mark Stoops really is. Yeah, I saw some of the snow game earlier. That was crazy. Now, that wasn't just a little bit of snow either. That looked like 6-7 inches of snow on the ground in that thing. That was wild. Anybody got some help I can borrow? I'm looking for help. Anybody got any help? Nash Talks, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. Can't help but, what does that say? Can't help but think my horns miss on the college football playoff if FSU beats Louisville this weekend. What? Committee has shown they favor Oregon? It doesn't matter. That won't matter, Nash. It doesn't matter if they favor Oregon or not. The four teams would be Georgia, Michigan, Texas, uh-oh. Shit. Never mind. You might be right. You might be right. I don't know. I think it's going to be Georgia, Texas, Michigan, Oregon. That's what I think. But you might be right, though. I don't think you're right. But you might be right. The winner of Washington and Oregon's getting in, period. Michigan's getting in unless they lose to Iowa, which I know everybody hates Michigan, but I don't see them losing to Iowa, do you? Georgia's getting in after they beat the Little Sisters of the Poor next weekend. It's going to come down to Florida State and Texas, ain't it? You might be right. The only help Bama can find is outside Home Depot. What are they, the day laborers? Swing pass complete. Georgia Tech picks up about 3 yards before he's tackled out of bounds. Third down coming up for the nerd. Just under 6 minutes to go in this one. Over under on the Michigan-Iowa game. 28. 30. 28 to 30, somewhere in that range. Why does Jeff Roy hate Georgia? Because Georgia replaced his team. So I don't know who Jeff Roy is. 3rd and 5. Georgia Tech's going to come up a yard short. 4th and 1 for the nerds now. Probably going to go for it this time. They kicked a field goal last time. They're probably going to go for it here. Nemesis, thank you for the super chat. Mississippi State most likely hiring Jeff Levy from Oklahoma as head coach. Hope we can recover from this awful season and start winning. Yeah, I heard somebody mention Jeff Levy earlier about Mississippi State job. 4th and 1. Handoff. I think they got it. Yeah, they got it. First down, Tech. 24/7 Sports just dropped that Mark Stoops is taking the A&M job, says Nicholas Caldwell. Yeah, we were talking about that a few minutes ago. Fun fact, Lou, Dan Mullen never lost to Florida State. Damn. You'll be able to trash talk the Florida State man to the end of time about that one, man. You'll be able to trash talk them to the end of time about that. 1st and 10 for the Nerds. Damn. All the way down to the 5-yard line. Not sure what happened there. Lou, what's your thoughts on Syracuse meeting with Dan Mullen? Yeah. Syracuse is probably a good place for Dan Mullen to go. Dan Mullen doesn't like to recruit, and recruits don't like to go to Syracuse. So that sounds like a perfect fit to me. Dan Mullen still got his ass fired. Yeah, he did. Billy Napier's going to be fired this time next year. 2nd and 2 for the Nerd. Quarterback keep. Untouched into the end zone. Georgia Tech's going to be within 1 score now, I think. Aren't they? I'm serious. I'm proud of Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech's trying real hard. I'm proud of Georgia Tech. They just won't give up. I'm proud of them. I really am. I couldn't be prouder. Extra point is good. 31-22, 31-23. 8-point game. That's regular math, not Gump math. It's actually 8 points. Georgia Tech just won't give up. Should the Ohio State-Michigan game been on prime time? Oh, I don't know. I like that they spread. I don't mind those big games at noon because then it spreads some of the bigger games out. You know. I don't mind having a big game or two at noon. $200 yards rushing for Tech. Yeah, I'm proud of Tech. I'm proud of them. Under a minute to go in the Clemson-South Carolina game. Clemson's going to hang on in that one 16-7. Ohio State and Michigan are too scared to play night games in November. The Big Ten has some kind of weird rule about night games in November. I think that's changing with the new TV contract, but for a long time the Big Ten has had a thing about no night games in November. Onside kick for Georgia Tech, recovered by the Dogs. C.J. Allen makes the recovery for Georgia, so Georgia will have good field position here with 3:45 to go in the game. After next weekend, 1 Bama, 2 Michigan, 3 Texas, 4 Oregon. That's the absolute dumbest prediction I've ever seen in the history of the internet. Because even if everything happens that needs to happen for Alabama to make the playoffs, there's a 0% chance they would be ranked number 1. Absolute 0. I mean, going off of your potato-based rankings here, you say Bama 1, Michigan 2. That means Michigan's going to be 13-0. And you think Bama's going to be ranked ahead of them? You say Texas is going to be 12-1 with a Big 12 title and they beat you. You think you're going to be ahead of them? Dude, that's the absolute dumbest prediction I've ever seen in my entire life. If Bama makes the playoffs, they're going to be the 4 seed, if they make it. But they're not making it. But if they did, they'd be the 4 seed. They're going to be ranked 8th this week when the poll comes out on Tuesday. 8th. 2nd and 6 for the Dogs, coming up on 3 minutes to go in the game. Couple of first downs and this one's over. Beck rolls to his right, steps up in the pocket and runs, slides short of the first down though. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Clemson didn't score an offensive touchdown? Wow. Poverty. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 coming up for the Dogs here. Georgia Tech just used its first timeout. So 2:52 to go in the game. First down here will just about end it. Lou, you upset Georgia and South Carolina don't play next year? Well, yeah, I mean, I would prefer Georgia and South Carolina play just because of where I live, and that's been one of my favorite games. But I would much rather go to a new schedule model and all that and lose that game than keep what we had. So I don't mind it too much. If the SEC does the scheduling right, we'll still play them every other year. 3rd and 3 for Georgia. Toss sweep to Dejon Edwards. Picks up the first down. Gained about 5 or 6 yards. First down, Georgia. Hey, Brent, what's up, buddy? Florida State 12-0, Miami and Florida 12 wins combined. That's a good trash talking stat for the Florida people. I love watching them go back and forth with each other. They have like their own thing, you know, like the Florida, Miami, and Florida State fans. It's fun to watch them go back and forth with each other, and that's a great trash talking point for Florida State to use against those two teams. 1st and 10 for Georgia. Hand off to Kendall Milton this time. Only gains about a yard, maybe 2. Georgia Tech takes its second timeout with 1:57 to go. Who wins, New Mexico State or Georgia Tech? I don't know enough about New Mexico State. I know they beat Auburn, but I don't know enough about New Mexico State to really even take a pick on that one. Klubnik had 152 yards. Looked like you won your bet. Oh, that's great news. Yeah, that's great news. That's total yards, right? Rushing and passing? Odunze NFL stock, sky high. That's the wide receiver from Washington. His NFL stock is sky high. Sky high. Yeah, Jeff Levy to Mississippi State and Mark Stoops to Texas A&M. Thank you, Quartz, for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. Good to see you in here. Second and 8 coming up for the Dogs. 1:58 to go in the game. Georgia 31, Georgia Tech 23. Georgia about to break all kinds of records. Kendall Milton with another first down. Gains 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 yards. Drags half the team down into the red zone. A 1:49 away from Georgia breaking all kinds of records. Unbelievable. Man. What a great program Georgia is. 29 straight wins, the most in SEC history. 3 straight 12-0 seasons. No team in the history of college football has ever done that. Three straight seasons undefeated in the SEC. Nobody's ever done that. What have they won? 44 of their last 45 games. They've won 38 straight regular season games. They're just breaking records left and right. Y'all are witnessing history being made right in front of your eyes here. You should really appreciate this. 20, 30, 40 years from now, you can tell your grandkids that you and Uncle Lou watched Georgia break all these records. What a great day that'll be. What a great day that'll be for you there. Exxon, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. What a great day.
What a great day.
A minute 42 and the clock is ticking. Georgia Tech's only got one timeout left. It's 1st and 10, Georgia. In the red zone. They're going to let all this time click down off the clock. Kendall Milton's going to be the running back. Georgia's lined up in victory formation here. Just going to be taking a knee. Georgia Tech can still stop the clock one more time if they choose to. Jakey Wakey says Georgia Tech made a bowl game, but Florida didn't. Yeah, that's poverty, isn't it? Carson Beck takes a knee with 1:07 to go. And Georgia Tech uses its final timeout. I appreciate all y'all hanging out with me tonight, hoping you'd get a chance to see Georgia and Uncle Lou take their first loss in 2.5 years, but unfortunately it's not going to happen for you today.
Sorry.
Yeah, you'll have to try again next week. Try again next week on that. Ducks versus Dogs. Ducks win, says X Vandal. Tyler Archer, thank you for the super chat. He says A&M is losing their only recruiting advantage with Texas moving to the SEC. Forever an 8-4 school. Carson Beck takes another knee on 2nd and 11, and Georgia Tech can't stop the clock now. Georgia Tech made a bowl game. That is funny. Lou, I'm so jealous you never even seem worried or nervous, and here I am losing my voice. I hate whenever Georgia plays this uninspired football, says Charcoaled. I mean, I get it. And look, there are times in the past where I would have been losing my mind at a game like this, but Carson takes a knee and that's it. Game over. The good guys win again. 29 straight wins for Uncle Lou. 29 straight wins for me. Unbelievable. Georgia Tech just wouldn't let Georgia get out of there with an easy win, says Make It Happen. Yeah. All right, everybody. I really do appreciate y'all hanging out with me and watching these games tonight. I had a good time. Congratulations to everybody's team that won today. Conference championship weekend next week. I'll be live streaming the Pac-12 championship game on Friday night. That'll be Oregon and Washington. And then I'll be live streaming basically all day on Saturday for the rest of the conference championship games. So I hope you'll come back and hang out with me again next weekend. I had a really good time. Thank you, Super Denny Gumper. He says Brent Key is a 5-star dummy. I think Brent Key has got Georgia Tech going in the right direction. He's a massive upgrade over what they had before. So anyway, I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. Enjoyed your Thanksgiving. And I will see you very, very soon.